Welcome to Speakeasy Unfiltered, episode blah. I don't remember which one.
I feel like 7.
I think you're counting extra episodes. Doesn't matter.
Maybe.
Today I'm joined by my co-hosts, Zenny, Highkek78, Writing Death 909, and myself, Hyperbrother_1. Thank you all for joining.
I'm not kicked out of the house yet.
That's true.
We're all surprised.
Same. Very surprised.
I'm surprised Little Boy hasn't figured anything out yet.
Right. Well, he came to help me at the shop at least.
That's
Yeah,
true.
but I mean, that doesn't count as a real solution.
No. Well, the real solution is he just needs to go work at the shop.
I mean, remember, this is the man who got rejected from fucking McDonald's.
Well, so did
I
he.
thought they both did.
I never applied to McDonald's.
Yeah, he
Okay.
still would have been
Bro, what the
rejected.
fuck?
You can't get
Dude,
rejected if you never
McDonald's pays
applied.
better than Burger King.
Right?
I mean, that's true.
I mean, my job's really relaxed, to be fair. Like, I'm actually kind of enjoying it just because of, like, how chill it is. It's like,
No,
when,
don't fall into the trap.
when nobody's there, we're just all fucking scrolling through TikTok while we wait for customers
Oh,
to roll up.
no.
Ah, goddamn.
He's just straight.
Like, we
being
just,
chilling.
we don't give a shit. Like, none of us get paid enough to give a shit.
I love how I could hear that pick up perfectly in the mic.
Well, it's because I was trying to mute it so that we didn't have basically exactly that.
You know, put Mizkif's cup straight on display.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I say, when do I get my commission for wearing the CoffeeZilla shirt?
As I say, Nomad Complex. When am I getting?
That would be.
Fucking
You'd
brand
have to go
deal.
talk to him.
This is the best.
Jerry, you'd have to actually talk to people to get things.
No, that ain't happening.
This is like my favorite art from the fucking Gamer Subs. So I don't really care for Mizkif himself, but like, fuck.
I mean, it's a meme to just not care for him.
Is it?
Pretty much.
He's like I also had a bunch of people on.
He's basically a heel turn. Kind of like
Mm.
Ludwig.
He's like I was
Is Ludwig?
What's up?
Yeah, everyone hates Ludwig. I mean, they love to hate him.
I love Ludwig.
Yeah, everyone loves to hate him.
No, I think
That's why
he's
everyone watches it.
I don't know. I've seen a bunch of his more recent videos, and I didn't see anything that was like
yeah.
that would make me hate him.
Whenever he does collabs, he always plays the villain.
Hmm.
That's like the heel turn.
Yeah.
Like, it's the thing where it's like, we don't hate him. We just love to root against him when he's like, his own fans root against him when he's playing against people.
Well, that's all fans. Everybody I watch, like
So that's
Ludwig
just
fans,
Twitch, bro.
It's
Ludwig
just a
fans
funny.
root against him whenever he's playing something.
People just love to mess with him.
Yeah. Who doesn't love to mess with your favorite streamer that you're watching?
Exactly.
That's just
Yeah.
the toxicity of being a watcher. All
Yeah.
watchers are that way.
What was it when he was going against who does he go against that does the AI shit? I forgot his fucking name.
Doug.
Yeah, Doug.
I'll say Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he goes against Doug, like his fans like mess his shit up all the time. It got one of the streams just like, hey, I know you guys like messing with me, but can you guys all go to his stream and mess with him instead?
That's a tantalizing offer. No.
Exactly.
Continues messing with Ludwig.
No mercy.
Exactly. It's also really cool when like that's his actual fucking name.
Who, Ludwig?
Yeah, he's like French or something.
He was named after Beethoven.
Oh,
I figured
interesting.
that's how that was going to go.
Yeah. And then another cool like a
I
person-
never put that together originally until I heard him say it. Because it's like, anytime people full name him, they're always like, Ludwig, or like some kind of like German accent stuff.
Yeah.
So just hearing everyone like American, like, hey, yo, Ludwig, what's up? I was just like, I never put it together that's like, hit the other guy's name.
Yeah. I mean, it's an unusual name for sure.
Another person with a really cool name though. You know the GeoGuessr, Rainbolt?
Yeah.
That's his actual name.
No.
That's actually
What?
his name.
His parents named him that, or he?
I believe that's his last name. His
Interesting.
last name is Rainbolt.
So, that's believable. We used to go to school with somebody whose last name was something Bolt.
I've known so many people whose last names were Cox.
I
mean,
but
yeah,
that's
Cox is
that's just a white people thing.
I mean, I knew a guy when I worked at NTB. His last name was Wolfgang.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
That's also a relatively like normal name. I say normal, but it's a name.
Yeah.
I mean, somebody named Smalls.
Fair point. I also know a guy that's last name is Lasagna.
What?
The spelling is off, but it's basically pronounced lasagna.
Pronounced?
Yeah, when he told
Spelled
me it
more
was that,
accurately than lasagna is.
when he told me that was his dude's name, I was like, "That's just what you guys call him? Is he fat? Does he eat a lot of Italian food? Like, what the fuck's going on here?" He's like, "No, that's his name."
Fucking
I was
vapes.
like, "I don't believe it." Yeah, fucking vape somewhere else. Get out of here.
Generally, I was breathing in as he fucking vape cloud his ass over this way.
Breathe
Like-
in. Consume.
Man's trying to kill me.
Secondhand nicotine? Is that zero nic or nicotine?
There's nicotine in there.
Yeah, there you go. Get
Look
you
at
some secondhand
Like
vape.
secondhand smoke.
Yeah, get you secondhand vape, baby. Clouds.
So there's a lot of things that have been happening though. What do we want to talk about?
Jesus, this
Everything's
past
been
2 weeks, so much has happened. Too much has happened.
For context, whenever we're recording this, it's the beginning of February. We took a couple week hiatus because everyone's lazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
well, whenever I'm here, I'm available for a podcast. So
I don't know. We were gonna try to do this weekend, then we didn't. And then we had the as far as stuff going on with me and him, we had the 5090 fiasco over the past.
Oh, yeah,
month.
we got to talk about that. The Micro Center
Yep.
whole thing.
I mean, I was working on a computer the whole time. I still haven't even released the last fucking podcast. I haven't even edited it because I was too busy fucking with my computer.
you know, I looked at our specials. We have like 15 views on one of our videos.
Oh, nice.
Neat.
It's
They
pretty
know too
neat.
much.
They know too much. I think it was our Christmas special.
Classic.
Yeah, it did well because Christmas.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's
I-
if we can get these videos like while the topics are still fresh, like we probably get some more views.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah. But we have a backlog,
It's true.
and also we'd have to record weekly, like I said.
Well, I mean, we gotta get all those fucking videos posted first. Shit.
Right?
Once a week, as the eternal meme goes. This is episode 4 or 5. I'm always accepting help.
I mean, shit, I got Saturday off. I probably should just get one episode done.
Mm-hmm.
Just one.
Maybe. So I gotta say, so I guess talking about the 5090s and Micro Center. So yeah, NVIDIA just launched their 5090 series last week to great success for nobody.
Paper launch.
Paper launch.
I mean, great success for you guys.
Yeah, you don't
We
get to
did
say
get
paper
ones.
lunch.
We did.
Still paper launch. Facts are facts. Whether or not we benefited is beyond anything.
Yeah. So I mean, so overall across the country for the Thursday release for Micro Center, there was 237 5090s across the country and across the Micro Centers. For 5080 is much more available. I think it was like 2,300 and something. So, still a lot, but not a lot in context of the entire fucking country.
Right. Especially for the top of the line. When the 5080 is apparently doing so horrible in comparisons.
Horrible in performance, but it's still selling.
Yeah, because, I don't know, it's the new thing.
New thing and scalpers. So yeah, because we talked about it days before. It's like, hey, maybe we should go out there, see about a late night release kind of thing.
No, hold on. I told this guy there was going to be people camping out. We were told, however, by the staff that wouldn't be a thing and that they'd kick people out before like a couple hours before they opened the day of. Survey would say that's wrong and that was a fucking lie because apparently, and it was, we were told
that was
they never do that.
At what time did you guys get there?
We didn't go on launch
As I
day
said, yeah, we
because
didn't
of
go on
all
launch
that.
day because
The line was long. The line was like what, 50 people I think on launch day?
no more than that. By the time it got
Yeah,
to
by the
launch
time we
day,
got there.
it was like 80. It was around the corner. People had tents set up and canopies.
Yeah, people were there like 2
Like,
days before already.
3 days before.
Yeah, 3 days before they were already camping.
Yeah.
And then when we were going to go, because, we're fucking adults, we work. We were going to go the end of that work day and go stay like, over the night and into the morning. But by the time like it had hit, I feel like it was noon. People had already said there were 60 people in line.
Yeah.
And I looked at him, I told him, I looked at him, but through the internet, through the phone call, I was like, hey bro, there ain't no fucking way we're getting in anything.
No,
And my predictions were way off because it was way worse than I thought.
right?
I still thought it was going to be bad, but I didn't know it was going to be
I
that
figured there'd
bad.
be like low, like teens for 5090s.
Bro, there weren't even double digits.
Weren't even double digits. There was 9 for all of the entire Dallas metro. there was 9 5090s. And I think like 16 or 13 5080s. So again, you had people around the corner, like 60 of them.
Wait, how many?
9.
There was 9 5090s.
Where do you get that information? Is that just self-reports?
That's
Yeah,
what-
micro centers. There's discords for it.
Yeah, we had to be on the Discord for fucking Texas just to get some information out.
And then everyone was culminating reports from all the other micro centers and also r/micro center.
Yeah.
If there was only that many though, how the fuck did you guys get your hands on them?
Magic.
Pure
that's the
fucking luck.
real
Pure
that's the real
fucking
answer.
luck. Because we went there on Thursday day.
Yeah, we went Thursday night to go talk to them.
Yeah.
And ask, how this is going to work,
Gonna be
if
any
we should be
more?
here tomorrow, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we're getting any more. Obviously, they did the standard BS thing where
We don't know when anything's coming in. Could happen today, could happen tomorrow, could never happen.
As I asked, and somebody else asked in line later that morning, well, how the fuck does their logistics work? They don't know anything. I was like,
Yes.
that's a real good
I
question.
just got a truck full of computer stuff and they don't know what it is. And it's like, how the fuck does any company operate like this?
I mean, realistically though, with how little they got, they could have auctioned that shit off.
They're not gonna. The Micro Center is pretty cool about being for the people. I will
Right.
say. I mean, they have
That's
some of the
it's just
cheapest stuff.
bad business if they were to do that.
always. Yeah, Micro Center has a reputation, and it's not being dog shit like that.
Yeah.
so.
So yeah, we went.
They're not
there-
Newegg.
Yeah. So yeah, we went there, spoke to the guy, talked with another guy who's like, I'm gonna be there at 2 a.m.
I talked to a guy who's like, I was here for the 30 launch, and did he also say he was there for 40? No, I think he skipped
Yeah,
40.
he skipped the 40.
So he was there for 3090 launch, said it was the same thing,
Yeah.
told his horror stories, said he'd be there till 2 a.m., and then, join him for Cliff Bars. And then we rolled up at, it was like 3, it was like 2:33, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, we were there at 3 a.m, having not slept the entire day before. So
Yes.
and then we were up. Because we were up at like 7:30. Well, I was up at 7:30 to try and see about the online launch
Oh, the day before.
the day before.
Yeah, I
Thursday.
wasn't. I ended up sleeping through that,
Yeah,
thankfully, because it was a nothing burger.
unfortunately.
So yeah, I trained for the next day because I had stayed up until I think like 4 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
I was ready. I was committed.
So yeah, we're there at 3 a.m, and there's nobody but us and the other guy.
Yep. So we're the first 3.
Yeah, we're the first.
Remember
three.
that number. It'll be important later.
Yeah, so there we're hanging out. It turns 5, turns 6. I think he gets out of his car about 6:30.
Something like that. Yeah.
So we go and
Because
we
we're
go-
all getting sus about all the employees popping up and
Yeah,
appearing, like
yeah.
hoping nobody steals our places in line. Because we're all here, we're all talking to the Discord, and like the other people that are rolling up are probably part of the Discord, and most of them weren't. Like,
Yeah.
So yeah, we had the line unofficial because we're hanging out in the cars. It was cold as fuck, by the way.
It was.
I was not
was in
prepared
the
for that.
40s.
You weren't prepared for that. Nobody was prepared for that.
No.
And the worst part, I wasn't prepared for not having to pee for fucking 8 hours straight. That was the best part.
Yeah, we were just suffering.
So we waited.
So
We
yeah,
waited.
by the time we got our chairs out, we were waiting, and then finally about 6:30, people start showing up. Onesie twosies start coming in, and like, okay, we're finally starting to see some people, starting to see some life. All good. It's actually kind of funny because one of the people in the Discord's like, "Hey, I drive by Micro Center to go to work," and then sure enough, like an hour later, there's a truck driving by honking horn, and I'm just like, cool, there's that guy.
Yep. It's pretty memes.
Yeah. And we're looking around, we're just chit chatting, talking because there ain't nothing else to do. And it's about I want to say 7:38, where we see a UPS World's little van come up.
Yeah, that was about. I think that was about 7:30.
Yeah,
We see the UPS Worldwide truck show up at like 8 in the morning. And I'm like, my whole thing there was going off. I was like, huh, that's weird. I didn't know it said Worldwide Services. I just saw UPS on the box. The
right.
truck. But I was like, man, UPS don't fucking appear at places like before 9 in the morning. That's kind of
Yeah.
wild,
Not a-
especially not for pickup, because we were theorizing what it was. And I was like, that's got to be a drop. That's got to be a drop for cards, I would assume.
Mhm.
And it probably ended up being that's what that was,
Probably so. Yeah.
based on the cards we got and how they got them.
So yeah, needless to say, we're waiting there. We see that we're getting excited because hey, this might actually be happening. Because obviously, Micro Center doesn't know. Again, like we said, they just get a truck full of shit that says computer shit, and they don't know what it is. Which is
Bro, they were being so
Plausible
secretive though.
deniability.
Yeah.
Like at like 8:30, the guy's like, I don't know. We don't know. We're unpacking the truck. We'll know as soon as we get our hands on stuff.
We
Yeah,
don't know. We
exactly.
can never know. Nobody can. Know.
Yeah, it was like it was
Exactly.
the Dr. Pepper meme.
It's all a mystery until it's done.
You can't drink that.
Funny.
I mean, she can.
Right. So
My cat won't be an alcoholic.
Sure.
I mean, she's approaching that age.
Old as shit.
right.
Right. But yeah, we're hanging out there.
So yeah, we're hanging out and more people coming up. I think by the time it gets close to opening, there's at least like 20-ish, 25 people in line.
Right. We
including
didn't get
us.
info until like, I don't think we got info until like 9.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
open at 10.
Yeah, we didn't get
We
like
got info really
8:39
close.
when
They
they're like,
said they would have told us by 8:30. They didn't tell us shit until like 9.
yeah, they're like, we have cards. We don't know what cards we got in, but we have some cards in, and that's all they could tell us.
Yep.
And then like the guy's like, yeah, we're gonna get vouchers together because we weren't sure how they were gonna do it, whether it's just gonna be a free for all, whether they were gonna do vouchers or a lottery, because they didn't say. So
They didn't know.
They didn't know. They don't know anything. I don't know how Micro Center operates, but they don't know anything there. So, yeah, needless to say, 10 comes around, the manager comes out, everybody's getting excited because who knows what we're getting.
No, it was 9:45.
9:45.
Your timeline's wrong a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we're talking with everybody and like, you know, because the next guy's like wants 50/90, the other guy wants like 50/80, 50/80, everybody else wants 50/90s. You know, I mean, everybody's out there for the 50/90 except for like 4 people.
Yeah, it's weird for the people that stand in line for 50/80s.
Right.
Well, props to them. Talking to the guy about aviation and drones made me commit to buying 3 drones. Oh, that's another story for later.
We'll get to that.
Drones.
So yeah, it's 9:45. The manager finally comes out and he's got the vouchers and he's like, all right.
Yes, the first guy. The first
So
question.
we got 50/90s and we got 50/80s. 50/90s we got, I mean, they're all Astrals. So he's like, we got, you know, we got
Asus, yeah.
the Asus Astrals. We got liquid cooled and we got regulars. First guy's like, I want liquid cooled. It's like, I want liquid. I mean, we both.
Yeah,
want
I mean,
liquid
we're all
cooled.
like, yeah, we all cool, yeah.
But first guy's first, so he gets the liquid cooled. And it's
Yeah,
cool.
so first guy gets handled
He's
liquid
like,
cooled.
Okay, 50/90, 50/90, 50/90, 50/80.
Yeah, he gets the last guy, the third or the
Fourth
fourth
guy.
guy, and the fourth, and he's like 50/80, like with it sounds like with a question mark, and the guy's like, no, I want the 50/90. And he's like 50/80, and then hands in the thing, and they're like, what? And they're like, that's it. We only had
got
those.
3.
We only had 3,
And
and
I'm just
you know,
like-
me and him are in line
I'm just clutching it like, oh my god.
because the whole meme was before we go into this, if there was one and like one of us was in line for a spot, we're gonna have to Rochambeau for that bitch.
Yeah.
Rochambeau.
Yeah, rock paper scissors, baby. Or picker wheel, or you know, whatever version of luck
Yeah.
you like. I don't really care, but yeah.
Yeah. So we were like, if there's only 2,
Yeah.
that's what we're doing.
I do the South Park one where it's like, first I hit you in the nuts as hard as I can, and then you hit me in the nuts as hard as I can, and first one to go down loses.
We could do that way. I don't need kids.
I don't plan on having kids. It's fine.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
that would have been terrible. I would have actually pissed myself.
So there was a total of like 3 liquid cooled.
No,
It
3
was- it was-
50/90s.
It was
One liquid cooled,
the
2
other
air cooled. I mean, him have the 2 air cooled.
Yeah.
The worst part is they are the most goddamn expensive
AI.
AIBs
Yep.
in the market for these cards.
Yeah.
We paid the premium,
Mm-hmm.
but we paid for the option to even have 59, and nobody else has anything. So
And the fact that you guys were like second and third place in line
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
sucks for everybody else.
well, that was the funny part. Is like the guy was saying, you know, everyone was there every day for the 30/90 series, but like nobody was there for the next day after.
Because that's the
But
thing.
we were there, which is also weird because I was like, that's kind of weird that, you know, we're just here and nobody else is here.
Because I was totally expecting to show up and there to be a line of people. Because I figured the people from the launch day would
Same.
have also just stayed there.
No, they always fucking went home and
Because-
fucked off. They were all sad and just left.
Yeah. Because like you're here for this. You spent 3 days here waiting for this, or 2 days, or a day, etc. I figured some people would have had a bit more gumption to be like, maybe they'll get some tomorrow.
Well, the
Some
problem is
hold
they
it.
went 3 days tour. They blew their load.
It's true. It's true.
They were like, yeah, we took off 3 days of work. We can't go anymore.
Yeah. That's fair.
I could have been there. I could have been there and got a founders because remember I got injured in a car wreck. Oh, it's another story.
Yeah.
But anyway,
So yeah. So
I've been busy.
Yeah, so we were incredibly lucky because Houston got the same drop as us. Houston got the 3 Astral 50/90s, the 1 liquid cooled, and then the 13.
Hold on a second. I want to take this moment to say, fuck Tustin, California.
Fuck Tustin.
They got all the 50/90s.
They got 67 50/90s. Out
They
of
got more than pretty much
they
most
got
of the U.S.
40% of all 50/90s that went to micro centers.
I thought they would try to spread that shit out more.
No, it's
No,
because Jay
because
and all
Jay's
the
all the YouTubers,
and all the
it's
YouTubers
the
and the
closest
tech
one
people
in
are there.
LA.
Yeah,
Oh, and they probably specifically wanted to give it to those fucking creators too.
Well, so Jay actually had a build there. That
Yeah, Jay did a build with a 5090.
Yeah, he was there doing it for the launch.
Yeah,
so for PR.
So it's
and no, nothing wrong with Jay. Jay's kind of okay. Jay's chill. I still hate him for that. It's not his fault though.
It's not his fault. It's Micro Center's fault.
Yeah, it's like Micro Center screwing us over. To be fair though, they also had like 300 people online or something stupid like that.
Yeah, he was around the block, down the street kind of thing, and then around the corner there. Right in the mic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ASMR.
Got to do that slow crack.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was absolutely ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe we got it. And
we did it, Reddit. It never set in that we did it.
Right.
How many people were behind you guys?
A lot.
There was about 20 something people behind us.
There was more than 20 something people because the rest of the 5080s that came with there, because I think there was more. Was there 16?
I think there was like 13 or 16 5080s.
Yeah, no, I think there were 16, and then there were more after we left. But yeah, there was like 20 extra people in line behind us, and everyone was taking their consolation prize of 5080s.
Yeah,
because like it's either that or get nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing the 5080s were pretty fucking good too. So
they're all right. If you came from like a super old
20 or 30 series, they're a really good upgrade.
They're not good for anything past 70 technically.
Yeah, past 4070. Because they're basically like 4090 supers.
4080 super.
4080 supers. So
4080 Ti super or whatever.
Yeah. So they're good. They're good, but if you're already on the 40 series, there's no point in going for them.
I mean, if they wanted it bad enough, they should have showed up for you guys.
That's
true. The true answer, but
But we were there, fucking
luck. I mean, considering everything else that's happened to me getting a new mechanic, firing the old mechanic, losing the new mechanic immediately 3 days later or a week later, I can win one, right?
Right.
I mean, I had to pay for it. It's not a full win. It wasn't free.
No.
But yeah. Man, that sucks. Yeah, I still got to get another mechanic again. Ugh.
All right. So what's our resident artist drawing over there this evening?
My character and someone else's character with some aspects taken from Zenless Zone Zero.
Ass?
It's a meme because he drew one of the characters from it.
Oh,
and
nice.
then I was telling him like, I'm literally only playing the game because this furry character is coming out soon. And he's like, I also picked up the game because of that.
Nice.
Huh. Gay.
So yeah, expect to see that on his Blue Sky, wherever the hell he's posting it.
Does he have Blue
Perhaps.
Sky?
I don't think anyone
I have both.
like I went on Blue Sky and like I didn't see anybody like really like move like fully committed to moving over there. People are still on Twitter.
No, there's a lot of people there. The
People are moving over.
thing is, Blue Sky's terrible at onboarding. If you go there and you don't commit, then your feed will just be empty.
Yeah.
If you actually go there and you start searching all your favorite artists,
Mm-hmm.
then like they'll start popping up and you start following them, and then your feed starts populating with similar ones.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. So I started finding new artists that I never knew and started following them, and it just keeps growing from there. So yeah, you gotta do some Kickstarter. And there's the thing is too, if you start on Blue Sky, there are Blue Sky like lists that people publish, and you can just boom, click it, follow everybody in that list, and yeah, there you go. You've got a preset, list of people you're following, kind of thing.
Shit, how do we get on these lists?
Be better.
Well, first of all, I'm not the kind of clientele that belongs on Blue Sky.
I mean,
I don't even use Twitter, to be fair. So
Hey,
it
Blue
doesn't matter.
Sky's open to everybody.
No.
I mean, the closest thing.
Literally uses an open protocol.
It's true.
The closest thing that we consistently use as social media is Discord.
Facebook. I use Facebook, but yeah.
I use Blue Sky.
Discord.
I scroll Facebook when I'm really bored.
Discord is technically social media, but not really. There's not a lot of. It's not the same way, like where you post and stuff openly. It's more of a chat platform. I would say more akin to like TeamSpeak or something like that.
I really should just get
It
on.
depends on if you join servers or not.
There are certain servers that are that way, but most servers are just for like following somebody and getting information from that person about their stuff and their ecosystem and their
I
community.
mean, yeah, if you're following a particular person, there are more generalized Discords.
I guess I don't really.
I mean, Blue
Go
Sky.
Reddit for that.
You said it yourself. This isn't really your specialty.
That's true.
I mean, Blue Sky would probably be better for me advertising than fucking Twitter because
Do both.
X, like everybody ends up getting blacklisted on X.
Mhm.
Like what was it? What was the phrase for it? It's like ghost something.
You can get blacklisted on
I
Blue
don't know.
Sky.
Go woke, go broke. That's what they say.
But like
What?
it's very common for like you to post something and then nobody fucking sees it.
Yeah. So Hank Green did an experiment on that too. on Instagram, Twitter, and on Blue Sky. And even though he has a smaller following on Blue Sky, he got more engagement, more likes, more reposts, more like actual clicks on said link to his website.
Mm.
So it's like he says, like, even though I've got less people, I'm still getting more engagement because Twitter does not like
Yeah, it had
you.
something to do with what he put in the post.
Oh, it was the phrase is shadow banned.
Yeah.
A lot of people are shadow banned on X.
So Twitter doesn't like it whenever you link outside of Twitter because they want you to stay inside
Yeah.
the platform for better engagement.
Right.
For
That's
them.
on any platform.
But Blue Sky
YouTube does
doesn't
it
do
really
that.
bad too.
Blue Sky doesn't downrank your posts because of that.
That's cool.
Oh, there was a misinformation scare actually like today or yesterday.
Oh yeah.
There was this thing going around where like lots of big official servers were making announcements saying that they were banning all Discord or all Twitter links
Mm-hmm.
because there was some scare spread where people said that Discord, the entity, was banning people that were posting Twitter links
Weird.
Interesting.
because Twitter backed out of some charity that Discord and Twitter were both part of.
Huh.
Interesting. It doesn't surprise me if they did.
Yeah, I never heard that, but yeah.
I mean, obviously it's all bullshit, but
Yeah.
like lots of like actual Discords with like programmers and stuff were being like, we don't know if this is real or not, but we're just being safe.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, lots of subreddits also are blocking Twitter links, mainly because of Elon's Nazi salute. And I'm going to call it what it is and not sugarcoat it, because it was a fucking Nazi salute, because he knows better.
No. It was a Roman salute. I don't know what Romans he's saluting. If he's trying to make a comparison to what's going to happen here soon,
I
they
mean,
fell.
I mean, they've got
It doesn't
they've got their
exist.
Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
Roman salute, you say. Wasn't Italy part of a certain alliance at that time?
Dude, the amount of people online that are like that like
I thought that was way after.
I can't remember which world war it was that Italy was with Germany.
The second.
Second,
Yes,
the one where there were
Axis
Nazis.
powers. Where Mussolini existed. Anyways, you were saying?
So there's so many people that that voted for Trump that are just like they're posting that I'm sorry, I didn't know things were gonna be this way. If I
He
knew
literally said what he was going to do.
I know. And then like there's like if I knew all of this was gonna happen, I would have voted for the other guy.
He literally said it. That's the thing. When Trump says something, believe him.
There's so
Especially if
much
it's
like
At the very
buyer's
least, he'll
remorse.
try to do it.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, it was obvious that what he was going to do.
Do you think this is the start of the fall of the U.S.?
Yes,
Quite possibly.
absolutely.
Is like with all the shit like there are higher tariffs on fucking Mexico and Canada than he put on fucking China.
China. Yep.
Yeah, I know. I was making jokes about
I
this.
was curious if that was if that reporting was based on the like the immediate tariffs placed now, or if that included like compounding with the tariffs that already existed.
So
on
it would
China.
compound with the tariffs already on China.
Yeah, so like with the total though, like when you add what we added to China on top of what we already had on them, was that still more than what we just...
I believe it would. I believe what we would be tariffing on China would be more than what we would be tariffing on Mexico and Canada. But still, the fact that we have a blanket, that the fact there was a blanket tariff and still could be.
Yeah.
So the tariffs that we added on to Canada and Mexico are 25%. We added
Drop your
Which
shit.
was insane.
10% to China. I'm gonna try to find the total on China.
Yeah.
Didn't they both get paused?
Yeah. So
Yes.
So, honestly and truly, the tariff scare is a fucking just bluster, hot air. Because Trump, big man on campus, like, I'm gonna do these tariffs on Mexico and China because they are stealing from us, we're subsidizing them, because he doesn't understand what the fuck a trade deficit is, and that trade deficits aren't bad outright.
If he decides something's a trade deficit, it is in his head,
Yes.
even if it's actually the other way around.
So, and the thing is, what he got Canada and Mexico to relent on, like what they're going to do to fix the border, was something they literally already agreed upon with Biden in December to do. So he's saying they're doing this, but they already agreed to do it. So he has won nothing from these negotiations per se, but now he gets to do a whole fucking media tour saying, yeah, I did the things, I I cracked down on Canada and Mexico, and look at the concessions they gave me, even though they
Dude,
already were happening.
The amount of times that a new president has come in and then taken down something that the previous president did just to bring it back and say, I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually something I said too.
So
Me and him talked about it privately.
yeah. So I mean, it's fucking stupid.
Didn't have a bunch of shit what was it Obama did? Like the president right after did the same shit too.
You'd have to be a bit more specific.
It was like the Obama phones, fucking Obama healthcare and shit.
I mean, the Obamacare, i.e., the ACA, the Affordable Care Act. For people out there who don't know, Obamacare is the ACA. So whenever you're all, I hate Obamacare, but don't touch my ACA, guess what you hate?
Yeah, it's like the president right after Obama took the Obamacare down and then brought it back up just to be like, I did this.
So,
And what president was that?
I don't fucking remember. What was it?
Wasn't it also Trump?
Well, it was probably
I was gonna say that's the meme.
yes.
I'm like, oh yeah, what president was that?
So no, he didn't take down Obamacare. He wanted to, but he couldn't get the votes. John McCain famously voted no on the repeal of it. That is something he's always hated McCain for. And that's one of the few good things I will say about McCain. Everything else, in many other ways, he's a terrible person, and he's dead. So, yeah.
So it's okay now.
Oh no, he's still a terrible person. I'm not gonna give him. Just because
was
you're
a
dead
terrible
doesn't mean you
person.
get any more fucking you get any breaks or
No
relief from
sympathy,
exactly.
no quarter.
So, but yeah, as far as the Obama phones, that is a thing that already exists. It's a thing that still exists. It's just subsidizing phones for low-income Americans.
Yeah.
But people call it these things. They call it Obamacare. They call it Obama phones because
It's because they wanted to
polarizing.
vilify Obama, basically.
exactly.
Anything he did.
Anything that helps people, that
Even though Obamacare was good, I don't really care one way or another about the Obama phones. Like, they're kind of weird. I understand the need for phones, especially in this day and age, but it's weird.
I mean, we subsidize like internet. I mean, you need internet in this day and age to be able to do anything.
With the whole tariff situation, though, I understand like trying to make it so we rely less on people like overseas.
Mhm.
What the fuck are we doing with our neighbors?
So here's the problem
Which is the
too.
funnier part.
So he gets this big idea of tariffs from McKinley. President McKinley famously did tariffs in the early 1900s, which actually led us into the Great Depression. But also back then the landscape was very different. Back in the early 1900s, America really did produce a lot of things, and also what we produced was far simpler. It didn't require as many outside engagements with other nations to produce. Today, trade is so globally integrated, it's not possible to go it alone. We can't produce everything that we want affordably as we want. We're not going to see fucking textile mills pop up producing the threads to produce the clothes to produce the sale at Walmart, and it's not going to end up being at Walmart at like $20 that it is today. It's going to be 50, 60, 80.
Well, textiles might not be a great one because what is it? Polyester, which is plastic clothing, which is what we all wear these days. That's a byproduct of oil and gas.
Yeah. I'm not saying that we couldn't produce it. I'm just saying the scale, the economy of scale isn't there because most of our clothes comes from India, Vietnam, Thailand. It comes from the Asiatic nations where we already produce everything because it's incredibly cheap.
No, the real answer, it comes from slave labor. I'll be realistic.
Well,
here.
yeah, that too.
That's all it is.
I mean, with the wages,
It's not cheap. It's free, basically.
It's like with the wages that people are getting, it basically is slave labor.
Yeah.
No, it's actual slave labor.
It's both. Sometimes
both.
people do get paid, but sometimes it is slave labor. I mean, as we've seen from the scandals with major clothing brands, who's like, news journalists do investigative reports and they go to the fucking sweatshops and there's fucking slave labor or like people getting
Children,
paid
child labor,
dollars
yeah,
a
that stuff, yeah.
week or children.
It's actually really hard, to be honest, to get cheap textiles from those countries without like them, without somebody exploiting somebody. Like if you do a deep dive where all textiles come from, they all, it's the same problem with most supply chains. They originate from a similar source, and those sources are not great.
I mean, that's why, like, if you buy like American or Canadian shirts, kind of thing. I mean, that's why they start at like $45, $40 kind of thing, because you're paying for that production in.
But are they actually American? Who makes American shirts? Who are you talking about? Out of curiosity.
Well, a lot of the shirts that I have made in America or Canada are more boutique, so it's not.
Well, that's different.
It's not like big brands.
Right.
There are no big brands who are making in
right.
North America.
Well, that's what I was going to say is like a lot of the American stores, because I have this from Insider Insight for one of the companies I've worked for in the past, since I've worked for a lot of many different companies. Yeah, they still bought slave labor shirts because the shirts, a pallet of fucking shirts with like 50,000 shirts or something. I forget what the number was, but like they paid like, I think it was $1 per shirt maybe, and they turn around and sell it for 30.
Yeah.
So like
the margins
are insane.
I mean, shit, when you look at things too, like they're basically trying to turn the U.S. into slave labor.
No, absolutely. I mean, that's the thing too, is like slavery wasn't outlawed in the United States, folks. Slavery just moved to the prisoners, which is what we've been doing for the past, 40, 60, 70 years, is just, all right, well, since we can't make, the blacks and the poors be slaves, we'll just make the prisoners be the slaves.
I wasn't even talking about that, but that's even more fucked up than what I was talking about.
There is some Venn diagram stuff when we start going into prison stuff based on like our prosecution system and like enforcement.
And the fact that we're focused more on punitive punishments instead of rehabilitation.
Yeah.
Because we don't want productive members of society. We want repeat customers. And I say that because that's what fucking Geo Group says, repeat customers.
But like
what we've talked about. We've covered that on the, I'm not sure if it's on this channel or if it's on a related channel. We've covered that before on a talk show before, me and him.
Mm-hmm.
But like what I was talking about though is like all the, like with the rising costs of living and everything and all these jobs staying at the same wages, like wages are for the common man are basically fucking slave labor.
I mean, yeah.
You know about that, huh?
I do know about that.
A living example right there, yeah.
I'm an assistant manager at fucking Burger King for $11 an hour.
In a major metro.
Right?
Yeah. This is, what would you guys say is the cost of, like, you guys own the houses and shit. What's the actual cost of living here?
So
Americans can't buy houses.
Right.
So
They're the exception, not the rule.
Also,
Yeah,
this house is way different. His is closer to like a
mine
normal
is
home.
closer to a more reasonable home.
Yeah.
But even mine's bigger than a starter home.
Like, how much would you say you would have to make per hour? Because like, if I recall correctly, the what was it? Your cost of living is supposed to be like 1/3 of your income.
So your
In a
rent
perfect
payment
world.
should be no more than a third of your take home pay income.
Yeah.
So what's the question exactly? Is like
how much would you say you'd have to make per hour to for your your house
to
payments
afford
and
my
shit?
current home at its today price?
Yeah.
So let's see. My current home at today price is about $450,000, which is almost double of what I bought it for. So I'd need to be making, I think, about $7,000-8,000 a month.
$7,000-8,000 a month. Fuck.
Yeah, because that would put me into about that third, that 30% of a mortgage payment.
So you said 7 to 8 grand a month. Let's see.
Yeah,
Then
I'd say so because I think payment for it at $450 at current interest rate would be somewhere in the neighborhood of about $2,500 to $2,700. I think.
That sounds about right.
So you'd have to be making at least like $56,000 a fucking year though.
Which isn't
That's not bad.
crazy,
Yeah.
But like barely anybody's making that.
but is that
Is that math
number-
right?
I was gonna say that math doesn't
Close.
feel right.
Yeah,
don't know,
because
yeah,
I make
8,000.
kind of around that amount, and I
Well, it's
get
8
paid
times
way
12.
less than he just
8
fucking
times
said.
12 is 96,000.
Yeah.
Is
But
it?
Yeah. Why is your math so bad? What?
but that's also not
Yeah,
taken.
you busted out a phone to make that.
But that's also after
That's
taxes,
how bad it is
take
at
home
this.
pay. So pre-tax take home pay,
Been wrong.
add on another 20%. So you're talking more in the neighborhood of about 125,000.
So yeah, it would be 96.
So yeah, pre-tax about 125,000 is what you'd need to be making to comfortably afford the home I bought.
I guess between like two people, like it would be probably like if you had two people in a household,
Mhm.
you probably could make around like 50,000. But like that's still fucking ridiculous.
Oh no, it's
Well, yeah, it's for two people. Usually it's like, for
Yeah, for
family
normal
income.
people, it does have to be 2 people. Like I
Absolutely.
make around as much as my mom was making, and she got a house. It was nothing like y'all's houses.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's definitely not in a major metro.
Right.
But I mean,
She did get a house, and she had to have a husband to do it.
it's like also think about like the traditional family though. It's usually only the one family member that works.
Not today.
No.
Not today.
No.
No, today it is absolutely.
the
It is
traditional
both.
family is fucking dead.
You don't know.
Well,
as I say, the traditional family. Has
as the
been
guy who
dead for
dates all
fucking
these women
40
that want to
years.
be the traditional women that want to just live off of me, yeah, it should be dead because that's ridiculous. But even shit, I mean, your parents are dual income. His parents were dual income. My parents were dual income. Your parents were dual income, weren't they originally?
No. They when they were getting the divorce and all that, my mom was stay at home. But now both of them are both like
Yeah, but they have separate houses. It's different.
well, no, I'm saying like both of them are now in dual income homes.
Mm,
Right.
mm.
Well, after the fact, which is
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
And I mean, in today's day and age, you need dual income. I mean, you
Well-
can't. I mean, people our age, our generation, we're not having kids or we're not having families because it's unaffordable.
Well, also, so like Jerry's, I think, included in us, where like Jerry's lower, middle class or
He's
whatever.
middle class.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm in middle class technically, barely.
No, I meant originally, like when we were kids.
Oh,
Oh, I was lower middle class,
Yeah.
not middle
yeah.
class.
Say I was way below you.
Man, 20 years ago, you
No, you had a house too. Well, no, you guys. Yeah, you got.
We
a
lived
house
in
high school.
apartments for most of the time I knew you.
Yeah. To be fair though, that was because you lived for very cheap in apartments.
We had bill collectors calling all the time. You had like a nice house, and y'all got nice things all the time.
We didn't have a nice.
I couldn't
house.
even get braces.
I grew
didn't
up in
even-
a trailer home.
So we didn't have a nice house until high school, and that was because Mike. It had nothing to do with my mom. My regular house was okay.
like 20 years ago.
Yeah, we didn't
though,
really
he
have a
could
mic.
Support a whole family with his current wage.
I mean,
What?
this man could support a whole family with his current wage today.
Yeah.
I mean, so could I technically.
Also
I mean,
true.
you guys make obscene amounts of money compared to the average American these days, though.
Absolutely.
Kind of true. Yeah.
I don't dispute that. It's unfortunate that Americans don't make more money.
Also true. Pick a real career.
It's
Make money. There's so many ways to make money with decent careers. I mean, even trades, like you could be anything. You just need to pick a career.
I
You
mean,
can't just be nothing like you, unfortunately.
You're in
You're in the nothing dead end field. So, what? Did you say specialization?
You got to specialize in something, whether it's a trade or whether it's, some kind of, technical or, skill.
it's like my thing is though is like back in the day, like well, one, this job should pay more to begin with, but
Yeah, I don't
True.
disagree, especially today.
yeah. But being an assistant manager, like you'd be able to support a fucking family.
I mean,
Yeah.
being an assistant manager, back in the day, was a pretty big deal. I mean, it wasn't like small.
It was.
price.
It wasn't. You couldn't support a whole family.
You
on
could support a whole
assistant
family, but you
anyway.
could absolutely support yourself and
Yeah.
live decently.
Yeah.
Um,
Can't fucking do that now.
No,
No.
not right now. I mean, the fact that they're only paying $11, they should absolutely be paying like 16, 17, 18.
Yeah, 18. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say 18 and I'm in for an assistant manager kind of thing.
It's
Right.
like I understand that
Because you have responsibility.
Exactly.
I know I understand that the sales volume is really fucking low, but like it yes, your store runs at a fucking loss. Just fucking accept it. It's
Well, you
like,
can't,
as I say, you
kind
just,
of.
at that point, just close. If you're not,
Yeah, yeah.
making money-
As a guy who's running at a loss, it's hard. To be fair, I still work with people what they're paid, and then I do go, I will pay you the money if you, because that's the thing is, with my costs specifically for my business, everything's kind of baked into itself. If people meet the expectation of the numbers that I need them to meet, I can raise their rates, but I need them to meet it for at least 4 weeks straight, so I can see that they can do it consistently.
Mhm.
Mine's based on, I guess, merit realistically. But we also still agree on something before we even go into anything. I tell them, this is what it is, and this is how it has to be.
Mhm.
I don't, shaft anybody, and I don't also say that we can't grow in the future. If you can make this work, then we can make this work later. You can get paid more. It's always the answer that I have for people.
Mhm.
Just nobody can do it.
People don't want to work nowadays.
This is the most relatable podcast.
what a fucking work.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you do want to work.
Wasn't your whole thing before that you couldn't get a job because you didn't want to work? Because you're like,
I don't want.
what if I work? Then that means someone's going to tell me what to do.
I just didn't want to deal with people above me. like I kind of enjoyed the Amazon job because I didn't have to deal with people until I did.
Based, yeah, that was me when I did deliveries.
You know what the real answer is though? You are a bad self motivator. You can't be self anything, unfortunately.
That's probably like especially like
Cue the last couple episodes where he says he'll do something. He never did any of it. He really fucks himself there.
I mean,
Yeah, I did literally give this man an extremely expensive Huey on tablet. And have you even drawn a single thing on it?
I have not.
There we go.
I mean, you gave it to me like right as I started this job, and like I mean, while I have had time, I just haven't felt like it.
There you go.
Jobs be like that.
I keep
That
looking
too,
at the
that
tablets
too.
like, man, I could hook this up.
Motivation
That's
is a hard
laziness.
thing.
Yeah, you gotta get motivated.
It's called depression.
You gotta
Yeah.
get you gotta get your skills up to get your money up to get your funny up.
Man, I have money again. I can go get antidepressants.
Nice.
Oh, you could.
You should.
You also need to pay rent.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of got to do that, bud.
Man, the amount of people that I know now that are on like fucking antidepressants and shit, like
Literally everyone
As
in
I
this
say-
house was or should be probably.
yeah, it's kind of like the cure for like the low wages and shit is just like just put everyone on antidepressants.
Sedation.
Exactly.
That's a
I was
thing.
thinking about that like a few days
Yeah.
ago.
Welcome to 1984.
It's like antidepressants are so much easier to get than they used to be.
What?
That's
for,
true.
for good reason. They should be.
It's like everybody's fucking depressed because nobody can afford to fucking live.
Yeah,
True.
absolutely. I mean, it's just facts matter right there.
Yeah, that or had shitty childhoods.
Well,
Also
Yeah,
that.
just leak into their adulthood.
yeah, a lot of people need fucking therapy.
Yeah,
I'll
so
just
you
need
gotta push
antidepressants.
past that and get
People
past
need
that.
I can't afford therapy. I can afford the antidepressants
Therapy's
though.
expensive.
It is.
Like,
I was wondering, like, how's the therapy industry doing? Because I've kind of like never met someone that's been like, yeah, I'll do therapy.
I've seen.
Everyone's just like, no, I'll just take some pills or something.
because therapy, I don't know, because like through the service I use, therapy, if I want to add it on, is like $400 a month.
My therapy's free.
And I'm like if y'all took my insurance, that'd be great.
I have
they
free
don't.
therapy.
Oh,
Yeah.
You should probably
you should
start
probably
going.
use it.
Nah, it's not gonna help me. I'm not a person that
Go-
thrives
go-
with therapy, unfortunately.
Go for the
Yeah,
experience.
no one is.
Go for the experience of what?
Just to see what it's like. Then you can tell us whether or not it's a
It's
good
like some
investment.
fortune teller
I was
shit.
gonna say I already know what it's like. I used to go through it for school, brother. Probably Jerry did too. Fuck, the school district
I
would
guess
make
I
me go to
kind of
therapy.
did.
Dude, yeah, you 100% did, bro.
I had
I
the
know
lady that would help me not freak out at school and like throw tantrums.
your mom just subjected you to whatever the school district said, and they didn't like unruly children. That's why you were heavily sedated as a child.
You know the amount of people that get like make it as therapists has probably gone like way the fuck down because nobody can afford it.
I don't know.
I heard
I-
get naked.
He said make it.
I know.
I guess that is a version of therapy. Sexual therapy is a thing.
I suppose. Probably very
Sexual
much more niche.
healing.
There's like I imagine that most people trying to break it into the industry of becoming a therapist though they just can't fucking find the clientele because nobody
Well,
can afford
so
it.
here's the difference. You can need a psychiatrist versus a therapist. Therapists can't prescribe you medicine. Psychiatrists can. They can both talk
That's
to you.
true.
A
Yeah.
therapist literally can only talk to you.
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
you don't even need a psychiatrist to get fucking antidepressants.
You can get your PCP technically can prescribe you, but a psychiatrist is the study of like what affects your mental state and everything. Like that's their job. Your PCP is literally just a primary care physician. They're just like, you don't think you're feeling very well? All right, we'll put you on some shit.
I don't know. I went to an app, filled out a survey,
Fucking what?
spoke to a person for like 20 minutes, and then they gave me the script.
That's a thing too, I guess. Those services do exist.
And then I just pay $45 a month to upkeep it.
It's like I will say though, like I think I need to try some different meds though, because I feel like the medication that I was on barely did shit.
There's a lot of different medicines. Always
That's
try
kind of
new
how I
ones.
felt about mine until I looked back over like the past like half year or whatever, and I was like, you know, I guess I have been way more productive like this basically half year.
I mean, that's what I noticed too. It was hard to find real motivation, even just to play games and just, do
Yeah.
things. I would just fucking just lay there and just not have any will to just do anything. I just
Same.
sit in existence of fucking ennui and
I doom scroll. That's
for
what I
that
do.
too. And then, I got on these depressants and I started getting some motivation, getting some energy back, and started doing things.
My thing is, I just need people to hang out with to go do the things. Like, the fact that Carmichael's not at the shop really just makes me not want to go over the shop. Like him just being there, he didn't even have to do anything. Him just bullshitting with me, like helped me be able to go there and then bang out work on the cars. Like it's really not that hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yet all these employees they keep getting in find it too difficult.
Right.
I don't know.
It's like you're not even fucking certified in most of this shit.
No, not at all.
No. And it's like you don't have any problem just like looking up a fucking YouTube tutorial and it's just like, and it's done.
Well, they sometimes don't, but like the guy before this last dude was fucking bad at it. He could build transmissions, apparently. I assume. I don't know. That everything's called into question now, but I mean, I've seen him put together transmissions and they seem to work. So I don't know.
Mhm.
Everything else he wasn't good at, that's a fair thing. Like if you rebuild specifically transmissions, like that's a specialty that is just that job.
I've also heard, because I read a transmission rebuild manual from front to back, that you can rebuild one and it work, but still fail just because you let too much dirt into it while you were fixing it.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's supposedly a theory, but man, you watch YouTube, you watch anybody, just it's a
You're
similar
the first
engine
one
building.
to show me that, and I was like, impossible.
Bro, everything just I don't know. I've seen shit run that don't run. That's not supposed to run, like YouTube. Literally just throw dirt in an engine and be like, if on.
There's that one you showed me, like the Canadian dude or whatever, and he just like walked out somewhere. He was like touching live wires to random stuff, and then he was like pouring gas.
Was it the one where he was out in his like junkyard fixing like an old ass truck?
Yeah, it was like some old truck, and he like brought
Yeah.
a bunch of crap and hooked it like straight up to the engine.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, the fuck. I was like, people can do that, so what the fuck? Yeah, that shit's wild.
It's
And then you have like the Pentastars from the Chryslers, where like you look at them funny and they just explode.
the amount of mechanics I can probably do work just because of Chris Fix though.
Hey guys, Chris Fix here.
The amount of mechanics that can clean a car because of him.
Mechanics don't clean shit.
Well, I never really watched Chris Fix videos for fixing things. I mostly just watch them for like how to clean or like make something just slightly better.
Yeah.
I watched a lot.
He does a lot of fix videos. I mean, that's why he's Chris Fix. That's the name thing.
Like I found his videos just enjoyable to watch, even like even if I barely learned anything watching him. He just makes good content.
Bro, I've seen you try to work on a car. I don't think you learned anything ever.
Exactly.
You worked at NTB and I still don't think you learned anything.
I can align your car.
Can you though?
Probably not anymore.
I'll say if I buy a $200,000 Hunter alignment machine, I send you to the shop and your job's only alignments. Can you do it?
You don't even need to spend the $200,000. You can get that $6,000 Chinese one.
I still have to have the lift for it. You have to have the lift with the movable plates.
I thought it came with it.
Nah, hell nah. Not for 6,000. The machine's 6,000.
So the
Is there anyone that makes YouTube videos on how to align tires with $6,000 machinery?
Yes, probably.
So-
No, there's people that align. So you can align a car with fucking metal shit you bolt on in a fucking
I was talking about like the
measure
more
tape.
specialized you get in machinery, the like harder it gets to find information.
Right.
But like the only caveat is I would not be able to align the trucks with the suspension that looks like this.
I don't know what that is necessarily. Is
Oh, you mean where they have
Like
like
the
this
lifted
weird bar
trucks?
going this way and then this bar going this way on the other side?
Sounds about right. But like
it's probably lifted. Yeah, a lot of lifted trucks have it like that.
It's mostly like the heavy duty like diesel trucks and shit. But like I can't align those. It takes me way too long to do it, and then like a lot of the times the bolts are like seized up and shit, and then it's like, oh, I'm halfway through this alignment, but I can't fucking finish it because the shit's fucking busted.
So what you're saying is you're bad. You
That's
could
the
do you
only-
could do it, but you're bad. Got it.
I can do it on any standard car. I can align. Like I can align your Sonata out there.
That's not a Sonata.
Genesis.
And no, you probably can't.
I could.
No.
There's-
It requires ADAS calibration to align.
What?
Yeah, because it has auto steering and everything. It requires calibration.
Oh, that shit.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah. That's why we can't. That's why we can align like Teslas and shit too. You know the funny.
Well, it's not auto steering. It's lane keep or whatever. But yeah, it has to be. So to align them, you have to put weights in the seats. Apparently, like there's the service manual for it. Tells you what you have to do. It's gonna happen to your car too because you have.
So-
the
Oh yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, I have lane keep.
when we were working, when I was working at NTB, we just fucking aligned those anyway. Like apparently the computer system after a while will adapt to it.
Kind of. It depends.
It learns.
Yeah, it's like, hey, something's wrong here. Gonna
Well,
recalibrate.
the other reason why you can't align mine, I have adaptive suspension. Actually, you can't. They have. That's why mine has to have weight in the seats and stuff.
Adaptive suspension.
Yeah, it electronically adapts like as I drive.
Hmm.
Similar to like Air and like Audis and stuff. You're not supposed to be able to align those either. They're all adaptive.
Interesting.
Uh-huh.
I mean, as long as your car has a fucking tire rods, though, you should be able to just fucking.
The problem is, as the suspension moves itself, it'll be out of alignment. Theoretically, there's some weird thing. There's like a way longer multi-step process. It can be aligned, but you have to follow the procedure, or else things will be unhappy.
It sounds like your alignments cost more than.
Probably. I mean, it's also all-wheel drive too.
Hell, I imagine you can't get your
And
your
stagger tires.
Mhm.
It sounds like you also probably wouldn't be able to get your car aligned at any standard place. Like it sounds like another one of the situations where it prompts you to go to your fucking dealership.
I'm sure. Well, that's one of those things I asked or I talked to somebody about. I think at some point I was like, "Hey, blah blah to align this," and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's like the same thing on the Hondas." I was like, since you have adaptive suspension, we're gonna have to do this, and this, and I'm like,
Yeah, I wouldn't
sucks.
trust any normal shop to do an alignment then.
nope.
It's like it works on like any other car, but you're fucked, and you have to go to the dealership, or they're gonna charge the fuck out of you.
Well, I mean, it's an alignment. It should only cost maybe 200 max. It's not like a, whatever. But also, if the car has to go in the shop anyway, and because it was wrecked, it might actually have to be aligned.
You got rear-ended.
Yeah.
I mean, judging from the damage, it might not be that bad. It's like the rear axle, like barely ever goes out of spec.
I don't know. Well, also again, I have multi-link independent axles as well. All-wheel drive. Everything has its own CV axle.
Well, shit. I
Right?
have no idea then.
Also, the panel gap opened up between my fucking trunk and the that side.
Man, all these newer cars are just going to be expensive to keep maintenance.
Correct. I love
By
that car though.
design.
It's like advancing in technology just to fuck over their customer base when they need their shit fixed.
Right. Well, I mean, if you go to so the thing is like, if you're a good shop, you'll get the training and tooling to do it. I mean, I have fucking the most bottom of the barrel tech, so I can't get training and stuff for them because they're all useless and they don't stay long enough to be worth a damn.
There's been a few times, and like there's a few cars that came in back when I was working at NTB. Is there's like, make sure you pop open the hood. There's a little sticker there. It's like, make sure you get this shit worked on by somebody that's certified. I was just like, hey, I don't have a certification. Now watch as I do an oil change and go fix the alignment on this car. Fuck you, Nissan.
Well, I mean, an oil change is pretty standard. There are I think there's weird certain things with like BMWs and some cars, especially now. That's another new thing about cars that sucks and is really annoying. Cars without fucking dipsticks. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop with the electronic dipstick bullshit. The Supras have that. A lot of the BMWs have it. In fact, the BMW out there from 2013, I think, is that one, has no dipstick. It's electronic. So you have to turn the car on and then let it warm up and then click the button and see what it says.
It's a feature, not a bug.
So stupid, bro.
A lot of those cars you have to actually hook up to a fucking scanner now to see what the oil levels are.
Weird. I mean, it displays it on the computer. So that's another cool thing about the BMWs. So even if you don't have a scanner, the dash, the little display, like where your miles and stuff go, there's a fucking button code you push into the little reset button that's there. And if you push the right button combination, it brings up all sorts of stats that like only a scan tool can unlock. But there's forums about it. That's the one thing about BMWs. They suck, kind of. But the BMW forums have people that work on stuff. Like, there's a way to do something. They figured it out. And it's like, you got to freaking shove 2 thumbs up your ass, put 1 finger into the number 20 fuse, and then push the button 5 times. And then magically you get to the menu where you can turn sport mode on. If your car doesn't have it because you didn't buy the subscription.
The amount of cars that like Snap-on and all the scanner companies, they basically have to emulate their proprietary fucking scanners to be able to do scanner things.
Yeah.
And they do all this emulation to get around having to have people go to the fucking dealerships.
So nowadays, a lot of the dealerships actually will let you have a subscription as a shop to run software on a laptop.
We don't do that. I mean, they
Hey,
don't.
they-
They
well, they-
usually
You don't know.
They do that.
Well,
it's very
I was working
common
at
now.
NTB. Like we just use the fucking
Yeah, but
scanners.
that's NTP. Also, apparently the Snap-on scanners have fallen out of favor and they don't have as much usefulness anymore for the newer vehicles.
Shit.
Altel is really good and covers most ranges. And then, so basically, the real problem is like from what I see from all the auto shop groups, is you have to have like 5 scanners basically. You have to have an Altel for the stuff that, and then you have to have a Snap-on. The Snap-on has better logging some stuff, but there's plenty of shit it won't do. So the Altel usually does those. But then like the Altel's limited on stuff. So then you have like the Matco or the Launch, and like it's just a whole pain in the ass. So like you plug in different scanners to figure out what you need.
Yep. And then you only update them like once every other year. So whenever a car comes in, it's like, well, I have to update the scanner for this one. Time to pay for 1 month.
Well, the real answer is like, I don't think anybody does monthly anymore. I think Snap-on's a year. Altel's a year too. So like with Altel, right before my subscription went out, I was like downloaded everything.
Yeah, and then you won't have to pay for that year again until a car comes in. It's
Until
like,
something needs it, yeah.
it's like fuck you. You're gonna have to spend how much is it a fucking year for the scanners?
So
I remember being
Altel's
expensive.
Altel's is only like $450 for 500. They go on sale Black Friday actually, which is funny. Also Altel's isn't too bad. The Snap-on I think is like 1,000 something or 2,000. Snap-on's expensive, which is why a lot of people stop using them.
But I mean, those scanners usually go up to like the current year of cars, and like those cars aren't going to need a scanner for at least like I want to say like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, 100%.
There's no reason to pay for it fucking yearly. You just pay it the one time, get all the fucking updates, and then you wait 4 or 5 years whenever a new car comes in. It's just like fuck you. Finally have to spend that $500 again.
Yep. Got to keep that scanner budget, man.
Yep.
Nobody does, but yeah, should.
My pin's making crunchy noises at me.
What does that mean?
I don't know that I maybe have a small fracture in the head of the pin.
Oh,
Oof.
But if I spin it around and use it this direction, it doesn't do it. Guess I'll have to do that.
did you just like beat the shit out of your pen or what?
I mean, not specifically. I guess just sustained pressure.
I mean, you might have to get a new nub or some shit.
Yeah, nubs.
Oh, you could just replace the nub?
Yeah,
you
but
should be able
most
to
of
on
them.
those.
Oh, cool.
Because the nubs get worn out just by drawing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I was gonna say like I have replacement nubs on my Huey on. You should.
I'm drawing and redrawing and redrawing and redrawing and Control Z, 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 and then redraw that whole limb.
So you know your the pen holder for your Huon?
Yeah.
If you take it apart, there's a bunch of nibs inside of it.
No fucking way.
Did you never know that for realsies?
No.
And you're an artist, bro? What the fuck?
I don't know how many yours comes with.
I'm
but,
not a
like,
Huion
they'll-
specialist, and it's not like I
That's like every single drawing tablet though.
I didn't even draw as much until I got this.
Fair.
This is the first thing where I drew so much that I was like, my pen feel funny.
Listen, I still have a sketchbook that I actually need to start taking with me places. I just don't. It's in one of my travel backpacks, and I still have never used it. It's one of those shitty like rose art type fucking ones you get from Ross or whatever, the shitty art kits. But it's all pencils and gummy erasers. Like it's sketching, and I don't fucking need anything better than that. Also got a bunch of different number types for pencils. I just need to get out there and do it. Now I have a drone though, so I can take pictures of the drone and then never draw them because now I can just recreate what I saw literally with a camera.
You know, on a current subject though, people are worried about the U.S. government targeting Tencent next.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Tencent's worried about it. I've never
no.
heard people
All
talking about it.
gamers are worried about them targeting Tencent.
Well, yeah, it's
probably
'cause they
gonna
are.
happen.
Also, Tencent is already worried about it because same thing I saw with Delta Force. Since I play that all the time, that's a Tencent game. But I noticed, like whenever the TikTok ban started going through hard, they changed the launcher. Used to say Tencent Industries or Tencent Inc. In that sense, says Proxima Beta, which is a Tencent company based in Singapore. It's literally a TikTok meme where it's still Tencent.
as we
Canada,
know-
I'm Singaporean.
As
Yeah.
we know, that doesn't work.
Right.
But like Fortnite, Epic, League of Legends, I think even Smite's own. There's just so many fucking games that are owned by Tencent.
So under
None of those are owned. They I don't know.
They own a majority share on those.
League of Legends, I think, is owned actually. So Riot, which is the game company behind it, is owned.
Don't they own a huge share of Ubisoft?
They own a percentage.
that's
I don't
worth.
think
They
it's
own
like
they own a lot of
20%.
shares in
Because
everything.
there's this whole thing where it's like the family that
Epic
owns
too.
Ubisoft and Tencent together have a strangle that stops other people from
That doesn't surprise me.
aggressively taking over them.
But
Makes
there's
sense.
so the thing is, like, Tencent owns majority share of so many fucking companies that
Well, they
makes it so
can't.
take
Yeah, I'm gonna go
own
to the
them.
bathroom.
They actually can't legally. They can't own majority share of anything. They own like 40 because they can't own more than 60 or 50, right?
They can't own more than 40.
Yeah, so they don't have majority. Majority's over 50 technically, but
I mean,
they have a shit ton though.
yeah. I mean, 40% though. That I feel like that's probably more than the company themselves probably fucking owns.
The company
Probably
themselves
a lot of
probably doesn't own anything.
As I said, the company, if they own anything, is probably like 10%.
Yeah,
Most of the time, I mean, at that point, it's usually like institutions. So you're talking about like, like BlackRock. You're talking like the Saudi Wealth Fund. You're talking like, big companies like Vanguard. Those are
or
institutions.
board members.
Or board members. And then you've got the retail investors, small scale stuff, but those usually don't own as much.
Yeah, but I mean the retail like the accumulatively owns a decent bit of things. I imagine.
Sometimes they can. Generally, if more institutional investors are invested in a company more than retail, then it's usually viewed as a pretty like stable and safe investment.
Makes sense.
If there's more retail, then it's usually pretty volatile,
Hmm.
i.e., GameStop.
GameStop should have died. Still saying, I'm still on that
I
one.
mean, GameStop still wasn't a very good company.
No, 100%. They should have died. I still don't know why everyone memed it. To be honest, I
Same-
guess the only thing I can think of is nostalgia. Like, even though we all know GameStop's bad, we didn't want to lose it. We already lost fucking Blockbuster. Now we lost Redbox. Like, we just don't want to lose GameStop because we lost EB Games up to Canada, and then we got the remnants, which became mostly GameStop's, I believe.
I mean the thing about GameStop though, is that
GameStop's the last gamer place.
they're more focused on like merchandise than actual games at this point.
Yeah, they really
Yes. Again, GameStop should have died forever ago.
It's like they can't stay afloat on
They
all
were
these
gonna.
games. They're just
Yeah, they were gonna until everyone was like, "Diamond Hand."
Yeah.
It'd be really funny if we fuck over these people fucking trying
mean,
to
it did
fuck
work.
the stock market, and it did work, and they did fuck those people over.
are. Until the even wealthier people came down on them.
Were we betrayed by Robin Hood or Acorns?
Robin Hood.
Robin Hood.
And it
But
was
that-
because Securion Financial.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
because the meme was they're
Sure they
the
did, yeah.
opposite of take from the rich and give to the poor.
Correct. That became the meme.
They're like, lock everything down, defend the rich.
only allow them to sell, not buy.
I mean, if I recall correctly, it wasn't necessarily Robin Hood's fault. It was the fucking company that they're doing the trades.
Yeah, they ran out of money.
The backing company.
They ran out of money to be able to buy more shares to do the trades.
Oh, I thought they had stopped it because they were scared of running afoul of like aiding stock manipulation laws.
No,
No,
that was all about money.
So
Yeah.
Robin Hood didn't give a shit. They would have kept it going, but like
Yeah.
the company that they go through was just like, fuck you guys.
See, because that's the thing is too. Unlike going through like Charles Schwab or Vanguard, if you go through Robinhood, they're what they call they go through a clearinghouse. So they buy the shares for you on the promise that your order will go through at that price point. So they take your order, they send it to the order house, which is in this case Citadel. Citadel then takes the order, processes it, and actually buys the shares, and then sends it along.
Yeah, that's why you can buy out of market and stuff like that, or out of hours.
Yeah, off hours. So
You're
that's,
not really buying it.
yeah, exactly.
A
So
lot of it's actually changed. The FCC or the FEC or what your Federal Trade Commission.
the SEC.
Yeah, SEC. There we go. Securities Stock Exchange and Securities Commission. There is actually after-hour trading now, I believe, for some companies.
I wonder what percent amount AMD has lost me today.
I closed my AMD position.
Well, it's weird. The better AMD gets, the lower their stock goes. I don't understand.
It's just because everything's bad right now.
I moved those into Palantir.
I want to turn him down. He's talking pretty loudly into the mic now.
I mean, he's been talking loudly this whole time. I don't
No,
think
no, no. He got
understands.
like
He's
into
getting
it.
closer to it.
I was talking loud because I felt like I was quiet in previous ones, maybe.
Well,
You definitely were. As the guy editing the video, yes.
I feel like a
Bro-
lot of the times you don't understand like how loud you're coming through these fucking headphones.
Yeah, he really needs
One.
a pair of the headphones. It'll definitely help.
He's like you in your head you're talking to these guys across the room, but like you're talking into this microphone that goes directly into our
That too.
fucking ears.
Well, if you notice, I keep turning and looking at the mic because I was like, I need to actually get picked up.
Yeah, like a good
I mean,
noodle.
even like when we were getting ready earlier, I like had it right here and y'all couldn't hear me. So I was like, I need to adjust it by 1 degree and then start talking louder and looking at it.
It's called off-axis rejection, and it's a thing.
Yeah, like if you had the headphones though, you'd probably talk a lot quieter than you have
I
been.
Well,
almost
he would
got
also
them,
know
and then I was
exactly
like,
what
I
he's
don't
saying.
wanna.
Yeah.
I can pass you these.
Jesus.
These have the longest reach. I'll figure something else out.
I mean, I
Palantir
could just
keeps
bring
on
mine. Mine
climbing.
have super long reach.
Oh, so you have these basically. We borrowed them for him the
I
first
mean,
day.
I'm sitting right next to the fucking thing, so I'm using the other my other thing. This thing actually goes pretty far. Like this thing would reach you.
Oh yeah, the extendo.
Yeah.
I mean, next time I'll grab a headset.
Gotta say, folks,
X'd out.
invest in Palantir. It's still going to keep on climbing.
What
Hey,
is
Palantir.
Palantir?
So Palantir is an AI company run by Peter Thiel. Peter Thiel is a billionaire that owns JD Vance. And also a bunch of people in Doge.
I don't give a shit about any of that. What do they do?
It doesn't matter what they do. Literally.
He said
I'm
AI.
saying
That's one of
it's
the like,
AI.
current market
It's
buzzwords.
AI for military and intelligence.
Oh,
This
Um,
sounds overcomplicated. Just vote. Just was it
Well-
Nancy Pelosi? Just
Yeah, just
invest
follow
in
her.
Whatever she does.
Usual whales.
so as long as they're not investing in like AI art and shit,
No,
because
no, they're doing AI for real things.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah, invest in Midjourney and whoever else.
because like if we publicly advocate for like investing in AI art and shit,
What does this thing do?
no one's ever gonna fucking watch
Jerry,
this
it's trying to
podcast.
Right.
fight me or play with
I
me.
mean, technically, I don't
know.
even like Palantir because I don't like Peter Thiel. And technically, Palantir hasn't even done anything, but it doesn't matter.
I kind of forget most people when they hear AI, they just start thinking of image generation immediately.
Or text generation.
Text
dude.
generation is what I think of when I hear AI.
Yeah.
I mean,
When I think AI, I think fake frauds.
I mean, there's probably a large,
Who?
there's definitely a large amount of people online that just hate ChatGPT because it's AI as well.
Right. Well, I mean, they did steal from everybody and everything. that they could
Now I'm
get their
thinking of
hands on.
Dust Bowl or Dustborn. When the nice robot tries to talk to the main character and she's like, "Don't touch me!"
Huh?
And they have powers where if they yell at someone, it like, oh wait, no, I don't think she blows people up that time.
So, but anyway, so yeah, it's a military intelligence agency AI company. However, they haven't really done anything, but it doesn't matter because how they make money is by existing.
The less they do before you invest, the better.
Yeah. So the big thing is why their stock has blown up to 600% is because they're getting listed onto the S&P 500. And I don't know whether it's happening or whether it's soon to happen.
They haven't done anything yet.
Yeah,
know
yeah,
why.
it doesn't
Because
matter.
their
recognize
market
the name
cap and the
now.
money that goes through them.
Exactly.
It's how much money you are worth.
Because once they get listed on the S&P 500, they will
They also
immediately
skyrocket.
get skyrocketing because Vanguard, 401ks, BlackRock, all of pension funds, that's the big thing. When everybody's money is auto invested and the safest bet is S&P 500, their shares are going to get bought just by existing. So they could do nothing and they'll just keep making money by existence. So
What's the stock called?
Palantir, it's a PLTR.
Plitter.
So I actually got invested thanks to Chris.
Yeah, I remember you told me this story.
Chris, old buddy I used to work with, he told me about Palantir. He's like, yeah, they're doing AI things. They're going to be big. They're working for the military. And I'm like, okay, Chris. Because Chris has a lot of shit. He had me invest in a bunch of shares that did shit. Some of them did good. Palantir
What, was he the reason why we got into the crypto thing, the pump and dump?
Yes, that's what he told us about the pump and dump and got us into it. So I threw, like with all of the Chris investments, I threw like $1,000 I had at it and just like, yeah, that's good enough. If it does, great. If it doesn't, oh well.
Fair.
Palantir has done fantastic.
Man, this man over here just like, oh, I could throw $1,000 away. Like I don't do that myself. Literally me buying a Jeep for no reason I don't need. Tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, my MD is down by a total of 27%.
Oof.
All right, fine. I guess I got to check numbers. We're all talking about stocks and numbers.
I'll watch their E3 presentations and stuff and be like, that was amazing. What did that do to the stock? And it'll just be like nosediving even further.
Tanks.
Right. I mean, my Palantir is up 6.3%, which is about $1,400.
It was $20 when it first fucking started in April.
I keep diamond handsing AMD like one day they're gonna do something.
They will. I mean, they're the best chip now.
So
The
I bought-
9800 X3D is
The only
the best
problem is
gaming
I
chip.
did my investment through some app called Stash,
Never heard of it.
and it's actually terrible. They charge me $5 a month.
Oh, that's bullshit.
So
That's
like,
pretty bad.
even if I get like mild returns, I basically still lose money. So I'm basically about to sell.
You said they started at $20?
Huh?
Code?
Yeah,
You
it
said-
started at 2025.
That's amazing because I got in at $24.
Fuck. Because they're at like 112, I think
Yes.
it was.
107, 111 right now. I bought 100 shares at $24. It is my best performing stock at a return of investment of $9,000.
How percent change that total? Hold a second.
So yeah, and it just keeps. For some reason, it climbed 30%
All right.
3 days ago. I
Hey
don't know
Jerry,
why.
what's your percentage?
Of loss,
Yeah.
28%.
Oh shit, yours is higher than mine. Sucks to suck.
Well, I only invested like $200.
I invested probably a lot more than that. I'm at 23.
Actually, how much did I invest? Because I have 219 left. So if I've lost 25% of my original,
I only lost like 3% on my AMD.
All right, I put it on all the list.
I'm just gonna sell my shit. Actually, I could use this $200 right now.
I've lost $500 in
Played
it.
the game, I lost.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
That's
keep.
what I
my
did
money
Stocks
today.
just
there.
aren't meant for poor people like me.
I cleared a bunch of my
Well, they are now when
Pretty
everything's
much
at its
negative
lowest, which
positions.
sucks.
goddamn UPS. You were doing
Yeah,
so good.
but
And now you're
for
down.
people that aren't you and Kenneth, the stock market being at its lowest goes hand in hand with all of us being
I
at our
mean,
lowest.
The problem is, I imagine.
You make money now. You can't say that.
Yeah, but then I buy
Mr.
expensive
AI
things.
server, Mr. Xbox computer, Mr. I don't know what else you've
Okay,
been doing.
Xbox computer wasn't that much.
You know, I
I only
imagine.
spent $250 on the CPU because I was worried that Trump's gonna make the prices go up.
Which is,
What you did.
And then I needed, to spend like another $90 or something on the
Uh-huh,
SSD.
all
except
right.
I
Yeah,
haven't
300
gotten
already.
to that.
Keep going.
And this is 120 because I just decided I didn't like the RAM stick that's in there. Hey Cohen, free RAM. I give you 32 gigs RAM stick,
Damn nice.
Wait,
DDR5.
oh,
He's
he's
not-
not fucking use it.
It's $90 off your next build.
Well, he's
You
going.
got-
He's
'cause,
taking my
you-
old
you're-
computer.
I'm taking his old shit.
He's taking my old stuff, my DDR4 stuff.
No, I mean,
Stuff that he
just
just
make more
upgraded
RAM.
from.
Yeah, all right, yeah, that's fine.
And then you have 64 gigs.
Well,
Wait,
it's
DDR4.
DDR5.
Oh, you're not building
no,
a
you build
DDR5.
DDR4.
I wanted to do DDR5, but
Yeah, you
with
can.
the quality of his build, like I may as well.
No,
No,
It's fine.
it depends. If you can save money for once in your life, just DDR5 doesn't have the new technology upcharge anymore.
Yeah, the price
It
of
is
DDR5
down
has
now.
come down.
If you buy
significantly.
a main company, like a big company computer right now, it's DDR5.
so like how much would it cost for like
I'm guessing like 120 for a motherboard, like 100. If you want a good
Probably
CPU,
200.
like $200.
200.
It's 200 on motherboards.
No,
right
you can
now.
get a really cheap motherboard. You
I mean-
you don't need the 670X whatever. You could just get like a B
You could get a B
You
for about
could get a B.
150.
something for
Still like 150.
would
yeah.
yeah.
would
And
the-
then CPU, if you want a good one, like 250 maybe. If you just want a shitty one, like maybe more than 250 for. A
Yeah,
good
they're
one.
definitely still expensive too.
would a DDR4 CPU work on a DDR5?
No.
No, just making sure.
AM4, AM5, completely different.
Even though it was
Just
supposed
wanna
to.
make sure.
It was
Literally,
supposed
all
to
you need is the
happen.
motherboard
Well,
and the CPU.
The fact that AMD kept the AM4 platform going as long as it did,
I
they
can
didn't
give you
want to keep it
RAM.
going that
You already
long.
have storage and graphics.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I already just have an extra motherboard and RAM already
Yeah,
to
but it's
go.
DDR4.
So what?
He's so behind.
That's all he can afford, though. He can't even
Well,
afford
how much
to
are
pay
you selling
rent.
him that for?
I like $150.
Oh,
That's
I
a
mean,
good deal.
That's a good deal.
That's why it was 150 or 200, somewhere on there. It was pretty cheap.
Can you not find a good deal on Facebook Marketplace for DDR4?
Fuck no.
Like,
Well,
no
no,
one cares
not
about
better
DDR4
than that.
anymore.
Not better than me giving him that.
Well, not better than a Tai Chi for 150.
No. He's not getting the Tai Chi. No. That goes in the other computer. He gets
Well-
the MSI or the Asus. It's still an Asus.
If
Pro
he's
mode.
giving you anything below the Tai Chi, just buy new DDR5 stuff.
yeah, you're getting the Asus Pro whatever. You're getting whatever
it's a
Jacob
fine
had.
build.
Yeah, it's still good motherboard.
We
think
left
that's-
that
no longer be
memory standard
bottlenecked.
behind like 2 or 3 years ago
Yeah, but DDR5 is still relatively new.
by like years.
Yeah, it's still new.
I mean, it's been out there for like, what, 4 years now? 3, 4 years?
Yeah, that's not really breaking anymore.
I mean, if I,
No, not anymore, but it was not
I mean,
great.
how much does a new fucking CPU cost these days?
A lot.
Just get like a Ryzen 7.
Yeah. Get the Ryzen 7 9000 XAD.
Yeah, get the 9900 XAD.
Which one? Which one's the highest tier X3D?
The
The 9950 X3D. That's not
Oh
out
yeah,
yet.
yeah, technically that.
Because I was trying to remember what I have. Mine's like a 90 something X3D, I think.
Do you have a 90?
No, I probably have a 7800
Yeah, the
X3D.
7800 X3D.
That was last gen.
Yeah.
It looks like I'm looking at anywhere between $200 to $500.
Yeah.
Oh, looks like I can get a combo here for 600. Well, 550.
Yep. Can't afford it. You'd have to save it for how many months to be able to buy that? 4
Yes.
or 5?
The answer is yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Amazon usually has like the fucking Afterpay shit. I wonder if I might.
I
be
mean,
able
like
to-
your major sellers do usually. I mean, like Newegg does.
If
with
you
their
make
card
a
or-
Micro Center one, I think Micro Center uses PayPal credit.
No, Microsoft got rid of PayPal credit.
Did they actually?
I believe so. Yes.
Oh.
I can apply
you
for
can
the
still use it with
Micro Center
Newegg.
card.
You know who else you can use fucking PayPal credit with? Best Buy.
All right, you can get a DDR5 motherboard for $120, 130.
Are we just about to go to PC Part Picker and just build this man a PC?
We're gonna build them the
It'd be the fastest
shittiest,
way.
the shittiest.
You know what, you're a broke
current
boy.
gen
You
PC.
can, Ryzen 5 is respectable at your, at your
I mean,
bracket.
It's what you
You
deserve.
could be going to get the Ryzen 9
I
fucking
mean, how much?
4 build.
How much is Talon paying per month for his build?
And then 184 for your CPU. So you can have an entirely new computer for about $300.
He's paying per month for through his credit card that he
Yeah,
got.
that he
through,
got.
Micro
Remember,
Center.
you don't have credit, brother. You can't get the Micro Center credit card, probably.
I can try.
You could
could
apply.
try.
Couldn't hurt,
Can you stream with a Ryzen 5?
I don't see why not.
right?
I mean,
As
no.
long as you have enough cores and it's fast enough.
I used a Ryzen 5 for years, actually.
It's like
When
the
I showed up
i5
with my
versus i7.
1080, I also had a Ryzen 5.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it.
I mean, I could just.
That was a 3000 series.
It's
Next-
just not as good.
Next time we plan want to take a trip to Micro Center, I can just apply for the card, see if I get approved, and then just like, oh,
You could just apply for it online.
Well, the thing
You
is,
could
if
also
if you
not
apply-
get approved.
If you apply for it in store, they get you like store benefits. I think like you get
Ah.
money off on top of like random shit. For free.
Yeah, that's why we convinced Talon to get it, because they were like, if you
It was-
apply
it
for
was
this
2
card,
years.
we'll give you like this extra,
That's
like
true.
so and so.
They
and
did give you
so.
like 2 years to pay if you just do like a big build.
It was a 0% interest for 24 months.
0% interest makes my nipples hard.
Yeah, 24 months, dude. That's
that's-
2 years.
that's why I'm thinking about applying for it.
Fair enough.
It's like I for 2 whole years payment plan on a fucking brand new build. Like I think Talon was saying he was only paying like $50 a month or something like that for his build.
Yeah, because you're paying for it over 2 years.
Yeah.
My recommendation at that time also, even though you have your weird monitor, if you want to get away from your weird monitor,
Oh, I fucking love my monitor.
upgrade to a better monitor.
What's wrong with his monitor?
No, his
He's
monitor's
got a
fine.
stupid ultra wide.
I don't like ultra wide, but his thing is fine if he likes it.
Like
It's wrong. It's wrong for gaming.
It's wrong,
You
but
play across 3 screens,
That's
sir. You might
different.
as
I
well
don't
have
play
an
across
ultra
3
wide.
he
screens.
has
I
3
play on
screens,
one
but he never
screen.
fucking
You
uses
have
it.
3 screens.
He has 3 screens, but he never uses it.
What do you mean? I use all 3. I just game on one like a smart person. The central
that's
one.
what I would do.
But like I the only problem that I have with my my ultra wide is like some games don't support it, and it's kind of hard to get through the menus to like put it back down to a normal
So
resolution.
they don't just give you black bars on the sides.
Not all of them.
Hmm.
A lot of them try to either maximize or they can't figure out the aspect ratio, and I have to like the options is off the screen. I have to fucking find the bitch to change the resolution.
$300 credit and you can stream again.
True.
I mean, I've been
That was Amazon prices though, but if Micro Center has the parts I found on Amazon, they will price match.
Yeah, they price match. As long as it's specifically sold and
Shipped
shipped
and
by
sold.
Amazon.
If it's not like third party marketplace, yeah,
Correct.
on Amazon.
But also, the likelihood that it's not cheaper in Micro Centers is pretty low anyway. Micro Centers are usually cheaper.
That's why when I
Not
got
always,
this-
but usually.
that's why
I've
when I
not
got
had
my
a problem.
tablet
Like
on
on
Black
Y
Friday
stuff, they're
there.
never cheaper.
Yeah. Well, also the weird part about the Ys is for some reason, for so many years, they only had refurb Ys shit. You know
Yeah.
how many of my fucking shop cameras are broken because they're fucking refurbs from there?
All of them.
Yes.
Because it's fucking Micro Center. Their refurb is shit.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that.
All
They're
of
good at
mine
everything.
have failed.
Yeah, all of mine 100% failed too. Yeah.
It's like the only games I can stream with like other people though are currently like I can't stream Marvel Rivals with other people.
Damn.
Marvel Rivals is actually, it runs okay, but it doesn't run good enough.
It doesn't run good enough for me to stream. Like I can
Even
play
now?
it.
No.
I can play it.
Even
I
now
can't
with your
stream it.
5090?
Oh, no, I haven't played Rivals since with the 5090. I'm saying it doesn't run very good on computers. It's
This is Asus first
Relative-
party. B650 plus.
Intensive.
But like the only games I've been able to stream lately, I've been streaming fucking Kingdom Hearts 1 and Shantae.
Right. So the other thing is, did you try reinstalling Windows yet? Did you try downgrading back to your old graphics card yet to see if it alleviates those issues?
Downgrading my graphics card is not going to do shit.
Yes, it might.
Not enough.
It really might.
I've never had the problems that you and Kenneth have had, but I'm willing to believe that that's a possibility.
What problems that we have had?
I've
had any
never
problems.
had having a good graphics card make my system worse.
Oh no, I've not had that
As
problem.
I said, I've not had that.
We had the problem where the 3080. No, he has that. He might have that problem. That we had the problem where the 3080 just wasn't good
It
enough.
just doesn't have enough VRAM.
Yeah.
It only had 10 gigs of VRAM, and when my Windows is already by default using 3.
I was about to say, I've put overpowered GPUs in computers all the time, and I was never like, oh man, I just can't even play the most basic games.
'Cause, I mean, your computer.
What? How overpowered at the and what at what generation?
Well, I put a 1080 in that thing when it was that PC that didn't even fucking work.
The 1080 was fine because the 1080. Remember, that was the same gen or a gen below what he has. I had a 1070 there, and that was completely fine. He put in whatever you just
I
gave
feel like
him.
I put a 2080 in that too.
I think you did.
I'd
Maybe.
probably already upgraded the
I got
motherboard
the
though.
something XT.
Yeah, you have one of the most recent gen, pretty reasonably high end cards.
You have the second most powerful AMD card.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. I do think he's bottlenecked. That or on top of that, whenever he
I
grabs,
think he
some
competes
RAM,
with the 3070 or like 3060. Probably
That's pretty
3070.
I think so. Yeah, 100%.
My card competes with the 3080, I think.
Your card beats the 3080.
Yeah, it barely beats the 3080 and it competes with the 3090 and a
You definitely have a
losing
lot more VRAM.
price performance win.
'Cause your card has 24 gigs of VRAM,
Oh yeah, and
which is just.
we've gotten to a point where people have kind of given up on Rock'em,
Oof.
but Vulkan has been optimized enough in AI that you can actually just go AMD and do AI. You can do AI like inference fine. Like if you're doing text generation or stable diffusion, then you're fine with AMD cards.
Right.
Neat.
If you know what you're doing.
We don't have to worry about that now because we have the AI powerhouse 5090s that I'm never going to use.
Yeah,
probably.
I was looking at my 8700G
Mhm.
and it was saying like that it had AI features. I was like, no. No, you're a Ryzen 7 with an APU. You don't have AI features. Shut up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check my fucking credit card. My credit karma.
I was having
Uh-huh.
issues with Armored Core on the APU.
Yeah, he was talking
As I
shit
said, I
about it
saw it
earlier.
today whenever you restarted Armor Core like 5 times
Okay,
today.
way more than 5.
Or, yeah.
No,
That's what he
that,
saw.
that one was OS.
Yeah.
So on Bazite, which is I think the most popular SteamOS ripoff, I could run games fine, but like some of them were laggier than I was expecting.
Right.
What I heard about this CPU or this APU and 1080p gaming, because like Armored Core is good. Armored Core looks nice, but I don't think Armored Core is hard to run.
No, Armored Core might not be great to run
Right.
because
Well,
let's use.
Shadows of Doubt did not fucking run on Nobara.
Well, the reason why I was going to say, because remember Carmichael? Carmichael had frame hitches on his Armored Core, and he has a 1080 still.
Maybe Armored Core is.
It's
I
a little
was
intense.
Expecting too much.
It's a little intense when you get.
I'll launch it
explosions.
on. I felt like it ran fine on my Steam Deck.
I don't know. Steam Deck's also weird. Some
Oh,
stuff
Steam
runs
Deck's like
really good.
720 though, or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was playable. I beat missions. I got S rank on Bazite, but I was like, this could be faster. And Bazite was pissing me off in a lot of other ways because it was immutable and stuff. So I was like, I'm gonna try out something else. So I went to something called Nobara, which is like some Fedora spinoff.
Hmm.
Which also you can get a version that just boots into the game mode Steam Deck. And that's the one where I couldn't even fucking launch Armored Core.
Oh.
It would just crash, and I was like, okay, well, let me change to this Proton GE 2 point whatever that I got from. They literally in their first steps, they gave me the download link to that. So like they were like, use this,
Yeah.
and I did, and it didn't work.
Wow.
Oof.
So I was like, okay, I can't play Armored Core on this. I was like, what should be modern but easy to run? And I made the mistake of thinking Shadows of Doubt was modern and easy to run.
Shadows
because
of
of the
Doubt
way
is
it
modern,
looks.
but easy to run is
I don't
not.
know what Shadows
I was
of Doubt
getting
is.
6 frames per second in Shadow of Doubt.
Sounds about right.
Oof.
Shadow Run's pretty cool. It's a procedurally generated like detective game
Oh, neat.
where you're supposed to like it's and like it's also like voxel kind of thing.
Huh.
It's a really cool game. I saw
I've seen such entertaining
Tommy
playthroughs
Kevin
of it.
play it, and it was pretty entertaining.
Interesting. Never heard of it.
So I was going to run Windows to get a baseline of what my CPU can really do, because Windows like is basically what your game will run at typically. So if Armored Core plays at 30 frames per second or 28 on Windows, then that's just what the game plays.
the
And
best
it's
you can
not
hope
the
for.
OS holding me back because of some optimization that I didn't sudo apt whatever the fuck on. But because I fucking couldn't install Windows for some reason, it just kept giving me this problem where I'd go to install Windows and it's like, you're missing drivers to display this media. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You are the you're the installation media. You put the drivers on the hard drive for me.
Your installation media actually does still use drivers, though.
Yeah, but the drivers should be generic enough to run.
No, 100%. We got away from that
Like,
shit.
does
in XP.
ASRock have a USB driver that it just? And I'm using the
Well,
simple.
completely possible.
Well, first I was using the blue surrounded USB driver, and I got that message. So I was like, what if I switch to the white surrounded ones that there's like 6 of? Because that's always the most generic USB controller. And that also gave me the same message. So I was like, all right. So I did that with Windows 10 using the Linux Disk Manager to make the image, and then that didn't work. So I did the Linux Disk Manager for Windows 11. That didn't work. Same exact error. Then I tried getting Ventoy because that's apparently the proper way to do things in Linux for bootable USB disks. And that also gave me the same error once I booted it in the WIM install environment. 'Cause if you just run standard, it goes, what the fuck are you doing? Then I was like, maybe I need to turn on safe boot. But then safe boot wouldn't boot into Ventoy. Or that might also be because like I was turning on safe boot for the first time on that motherboard. But yeah, the motherboard came with safe boot off, so
I turned safe boot off.
yeah, it was off by default on this motherboard.
Yeah, I turned that shit off. I don't like using the TPM stuff.
Don't you need safe boot
As I
to
say-
use Windows 11?
Yes, you do.
But
have
I
it on.
started trying to I tried to install Windows 10 first, so I don't think safe boot's the problem.
This is why I use Windows 10 and not 11.
But
Fuck safe
then
boot.
I remembered, and I think maybe Kenneth said something that reminded me, that Ubuntu is just basically the Linux equivalent of if it doesn't run on this, then it doesn't run type thing.
Yeah. 'Cause
So
that's-
now I'm just gonna put Ubuntu on it and try
I
that.
say I use Ubuntu whenever I use Linux, and the rare times I use Linux because it just works.
Ubuntu works so well that it's literally. I was on AMD's website looking at what their CPU is compatible with, and it literally listed Ubuntu.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, any of the Linux servers that run in the host stack are Linux servers. Speaking of servers in the host stack, we're about to get more servers, brand new servers.
Oh yeah, we are.
We won an auction
We
with
won 4
servers
servers.
today.
Are you gonna run them?
I'm gonna try.
I was to say if
I just
they're-
got new power and I've got cooling, so I'm gonna.
You
Yeah.
can run them. I thought you were pushing what that breaker can handle.
I don't give a fuck.
Bro, I just tripped my breaker by turning off and on something that literally has a 300 watt power supply on it.
Well, because remember, our arc fault breakers aren't breaking because of the limit. Although I'm probably running up against the limit.
Yeah,
They're breaking because power fluctuations.
dirty power.
Yeah, which is weird. Well, no, you have some weird Chinese in power supply. That actually might be part of that problem.
Yeah.
Don't you have it on an ups?
Huh? No.
He's testing it.
Ah,
No,
Not
well,
his
this is
computer.
also plugged into my media setup, which is
Ah.
a different.
this is a
Do you
good
not
enough.
have a
Good enough
power?
for your media setup.
No, it doesn't have
No,
to
my
be
media,
house.
my media setup is just like my cat food feeder, my TV,
Yeah.
whatever is running my TV, which is usually a Fire Stick, but is also now an Xbox.
Should be a power strip,
I have an
right?
ups for my media
Yeah, it's a
center.
power strip, but it's not a UPS.
I don't know. Good power strips also help.
Dude, just my VR headset is enough to potentially break the.
Also,
God
counts
damn.
my UPS broke.
Oh, I don't know what to tell you there.
I'm going
It
to
was coming.
contact APC.
Fair.
Yeah, that's right. Because yours broke within the 3-year warranty period. didn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah. Re at the.
I think because I got it when we lived here.
Yeah. Well, you're probably nearing the end of that period. You should probably get on that.
Yeah, I don't want to do the thing with that monitor where I was like, I go to Micro Center, I'm like, my monitor's got a lot of bleed through it. It should be in my files. And they're like, it's out by a week. And I'm like,
Oof.
bro,
They
this
didn't
thing-
even try to work with you
Man.
for a week.
No.
That's
They just, like, get
surprising.
fucked.
So like,
And that was like a 2-year like return policy
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
so whenever I took the board back, the board warranty is supposed to be 15 days. Okay, so yeah, back to the 5090 conversation because I completely forgot about that. I had nothing but issues, not from the 5090. It's not the 5090's fault, but I bought a new board with a new CPU, new RAM, new everything, and I've had issues with it from day one. And then eventually he had issues DOA with a different board. These are all MSI, by the way, bad MSI. QC your shit, do
Right.
better. And I had the Pro. He got
Yeah, the Tomahawk.
he got the Tomahawk. The Tomahawk came in DOA, which he thought
Yep.
was his CPU, so he like did a bunch of swapping stuff. Found out it was the Tomahawk, and then he bought the Pro, which is what I had bought. What's funnily enough, we bought because we went there together, and then he was supposed to buy it. He pulled out of the deal, and I was like, "Well, I guess I'll just buy a new PC today." And so I accepted it. So the poor guy that did all the work didn't do it for nothing.
Right.
And I get home, I set it up, and then I have weird BIOS issues. Like every time I changed an option in the BIOS and like save and quit, it would just hang. So like the screens would go black.
Hmm.
My PC case wouldn't turn off, and I was
I
like,
didn't know
"That's
you were
fucking
having
weird."
BIOS issues.
It got
I was
worse.
about to say you showed me that you had like 3 EFI partitions, and I was like, well, that there could be a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a lot of issues with
Yeah,
that.
I guess you
that
did
was,
show me the BIOS thing.
That's
now
a
I think
Windows
about
that
it.
was the Windows install issue, which is a whole other
Yeah.
thing entirely.
Yeah, folks, always unplug every drive other than
Yes,
your boot
yes.
drive when you're installing Windows.
That,
Absolutely.
Windows likes to fuck you.
It
that
does.
wasn't even the issue. The issue was that I've cloned a drive over 5 different times and stepped it up every time, and I kept the old drives every
Just
time.
delete the old system reserves.
Right.
I couldn't. It wouldn't let me. Even now, I still think the other system reserve's still there, but I like
Yeah.
full removed everything to where it doesn't try to boot the other system reserves. Anyway,
You could just use diskpart to delete those partitions.
That's what I always do.
it won't let you. Diskpart even with a force command wouldn't let me.
No. There's a special command you run in diskpart that lets you delete them.
It wouldn't. I tried.
I've run into
Delete
David's
my
issue
reserve
before.
partitions on Windows 11.
No, I've run into that issue before.
It just won't let you. Full
Use
stop.
my UZS. I own a perpetual license on Ease US.
I wish you told me that after I got the trial for everything. God damn it.
Well, the trial's the trial. It doesn't cost money.
Yeah, I know, but the trial half works. There's some parts of it I could have used without the trial.
Yeah.
But the trial gave me the recovery.
How you
disc.
knew I owned Ease US?
Hell
It was
no, I
on
didn't know that.
it was on that computer where the background was a burning CPU.
I just because it's on there doesn't mean I think you
Yeah,
bought
but I
it or
talked to
owned
you
it.
about it.
It could have been a trial. Fuck, I don't know, bro.
Yeah. Okay, but yeah, I have
Either
Ease US, and Ease US can force some things through that normally wouldn't.
Correct.
Also, sometimes when it forces something through, it breaks even more stuff.
Also true.
Yeah.
That's actually how I recovered my drive the first day. Whenever I went to go try and install and everything, and had a big problem, I used the EasyOS recovery disk to recover the boot, and it recovered it super well because I could able to run it. But anyway, so the day when we got to 5090, I went to finally turn off my computer after working all day, and then my computer hung trying to turn off. Like I was telling you guys, I would go to shut it down in Windows, and it would do the shutdown circle. The screens would go black, but nothing would happen. And then I'd like come back in 5 minutes, wiggle my mouse, and I'd still be at my sign-in page. I'm like, that's not shutting down. And I'd do it again.
It
And I
was
just-
going to sleep.
It was doing something. And then I eventually just hard boot it, hard shut it off. And then went upstairs, tried to do everything. I cloned over the drive again because I was tired of all this bullshit. And then it was so messed up. I guess it messed up the drive like state because CloneZilla was complaining about how fucked up the state of the drive was because of everything. And I was like, I don't know, override it anyway. It
Oh
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
that map of partitions you showed me looked pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's fixed now, ish. The new drive is completely freshly installed Windows, nothing else. Like I just gave up and just reinstalled
I'm
Windows.
surprised you don't get the same satisfaction that I get whenever like my partition environment is perfect.
No, it is whatever.
Any drive I use for data storage, completely clean other than my data storage.
Oh yeah,
And the thing that converts it to MBR.
yeah. Mine are
Or
fully clean.
GPT, I think. Wait, which one's the modern one? It's,
GPT.
yeah.
My data stores are that way.
I also had to use
Except for the
EasyUS
one of my GPT disks is fucked up and is a dynamic disk with like 5 different partitions in it that are put together into one. And that's because Windows fucked me over sometime a long time ago and I could never fix it. I went from one Windows version to another and it wouldn't recognize the disk until I made it dynamic and was like, hey, here's all the stuff that's already there.
I'd
was
say
really
that,
stupid.
oh, you only have this problem with Linux, but Linux does some weird shit with the grub loaders sometimes.
But yeah. Anyway, as I was sitting out here trying to get the 5090 to work, moving everything in my case around, all that good stuff, putting all the new stuff in, putting my new power supply in, everything. And then like I got to the part where I was starting to boot it, trying to clean out Windows, and then it got to a part where it just started post looping, which was weird. It wouldn't go all the way through the post. It would get to like the second stage of loading where it's supposed to start going into the OS, and then it would just like snap, turn itself back off, and reset. And none of the board posts, debug LEDs would say anything. Like most of them, they were just saying orange, which was the memory. So I tried taking out the memory, thinking the memory was bad. No change. And it did this for a while until I finally gave up at like 4 o'clock in the fucking morning from Saturday to Sunday and was like, fuck this, I'm going to bed. I'll deal with this tomorrow.
This man spent so much time outside my room diagnosing his main PC
Yeah. And then so
on the build table.
I woke up the next day, went to go try to turn on, and nothing happened. The lights turned on and it didn't even try to post. I was like, oh, that board is fucked.
Yeah, I remember. I think I was there because I was like, it could be memory training, and then we stood there for a while. I was like, it's probably not memory training.
And I'm like, not. And I think I told you, I was like, not. Think the board's fucked. I'm gonna take it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was doing the exact same things. I was getting the CPU memory light. So I'm like, is it the CPU? Is it the memory? He's like, pull all the sticks out. One stick in one slot.
Yep.
I had 4 different sticks of memory to work with. And I was like, is it this one? Is it this one? Is it this one? I try them all in any kind
I've
of
had to do that with
configuration under the
servers
sun.
before
And it's just like,
at work.
doesn't fucking work.
Oh yeah, this all got worse after I flashed the BIOS because I thought the first issue of the BIOS not saving stuff was like a firmware issue because firmware is weird sometimes and it could do that. And then that's when I started getting the post loop like randomly.
You made the BIOS too smart. It looked at how shitty everything was and was like, nope.
It was like, I can't do this, BIOS. But yeah, so after I put everything in there, I then take everything back out, take the motherboard out, forget my main SSD I just bought in there because it's, you know, the heat sinks are attached and they look, you know, you forget that it's there. I remember the other SSD that doesn't look like a heat sink because it's not one. It didn't have one. And so I go take it back. Now, this is where the funny part is. About the original part of the story. So I looked at the warranty period when I was in the car, and it's only 15 days. CPU, motherboards, like certain parts for PCs are only supposed to be 15 days. So I get there, and then I look at it, and I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't care. I was like, worst case scenario, I'll buy the same motherboard, and I'll do the Walmart switcheroo, which you can't do because they check the serial number. But anyway, so I go in there. I go grab the new motherboard that I looked at, that I wanted, that I found previously, that I was thinking about upgrading to anyway. Go to the counter, and the guy looks at it, and I'm like, this broke, and then I want this to replace it. And then guy pulls it out. He checks his phone, which I assume he checked the date to know that it was out of date. I don't know what he was doing because he didn't say anything or do anything. And then he looks at the board. Then he pulls his phone off the charger near him again, but then uses his phone flashlight to start looking like excruciating, you know, like deep into it. Like he shoves his eyeball into the fucking CPU socket.
Checking that you didn't do horrible things to it like I did with that motherboard that somehow still works.
Yeah. And he was, I guess, checking it, and he was like looking really hard. Looked like he found something like a hair, and I was like, "Oh fuck me! Is he gonna be like, there's one cat hair on her? You get fucked." I was like, "Oh no," but no. So he just looks at it. He's like, "No, everything's fine." And he compared it, and he typed everything in, and he let it go through, and he swapped them for me paying the upcharge, which is fine. It was another $60. But yeah, and I left. And it's funny. I talked to all the 5090 guys that were there waiting. Rest in peace, people that were waiting for 5090s that never came for the rest of the week. And I just left.
Me running a grinder on the screws, holding my motherboard in, and it's still working.
That's rough. Yeah, but then I came home, installed everything. Literally, I think you were here for that, right? Where I popped everything back in. I got in, screwed it all in, literally pushed everything back in because it was already mostly all put together. And then it just turned on and just worked. And I was like, oh, thank fuck, finally.
Yeah.
And ever since then, it's been there.
There were 20 plus people waiting at Micro Center today for the MSI launch.
Oof. Did we also have, there was no cards today, right?
There was no cards.
Yeah, there hasn't been any cards come in since we got our 3.
So there were no 5090s that have come in. There's been plenty.
Yeah,
of
nobody cares about those. No, doesn't matter. 80s don't matter.
Don't matter. Hey David, check the shit I just sent you on Discord.
Oh no, he's gonna send me some terrible shit.
For us, it's terrible.
For us.
For us.
What does that mean? Did he send it to you too?
No.
Yeah, something else.
I sent it to relevant parties.
Oh yeah, my stuff's muted.
Oof. So you're saying that we're gonna lose the next site?
Yeah.
Oh fuck, we're gonna lose H anime
They have
or high anime.
Yeah, they have 3 times the amount of users than fucking Crunchyroll, and they're beating out Disney Plus.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. What's funny is it doesn't even look that active, dude. The last couple sites we used, like Master Annie was super active.
Oh yeah.
Shit, what did we use before? Anywave? Anywave was super active. The comment section was like pages long. The pages section and this one's only like, I only see like 10 or 20 comments.
Maybe they learned.
No, people don't learn. I
Master-
don't want to lose another anime site.
No.
I'd pay for Crunchyroll if it would keep anime. If Crunchyroll wouldn't do the Netflix thing, or if it, if we could just keep anime and it wouldn't rotate like within less than a year, like stuff rotates out fast.
So apparently, with that happening, though, I saw on TikTok. I didn't verify this, but it sounds pretty fucking accurate because of this. Hulu and Disney Plus are like trying to push through some Hulu. Yeah, because Hulu also owns Crunchyroll. But then
I thought Crunchyroll was owned by Funimation solely.
I thought
Wouldn't it be the other way around? Because Funimation's been people's bitch for like ages.
One of them bought the other.
yeah, and then like Hulu's a part of that somewhere.
Is it?
I believe so. But like the streaming companies are coming together and they're trying to lobby and get all this shit. Like they're trying to get a law in place to get rid of all of these websites.
Crunchyroll was bigger than Funimation because it was a big deal when Crunchyroll pulled out of Funimation.
But I thought Funimation bought Crunchyroll and was going to
I
destroy
think Crunchyroll was like Funimation was like a division of Crunchyroll or something.
I remember
There was, like, some
Hulu
weird
and Crunchyroll
relationship.
fucking merged or some shit, and then they bought Funimation. I thought.
So, sidebar on this.
Because no?
We remain two of the only 3 5090s that came out post-launch, including today. There were no 5090s.
No. Yeah, that's what I figured. So yeah, I don't feel good that I got graped in the mouth or in the back door for buying the Astral, but I have a 5090.
Yep.
I am one of the few, the proud, the 5090 owners.
Right. Yeah, it's crazy. I did see that where they're trying to do that law to crack down on all those third-party pirating sites.
They're trying to remove them off the World Wide Web.
Oh, so
altogether.
this is what happened. Crunchyroll and Funimation both got acquired by Sony, so then Sony merged them.
Makes
Ah.
sense.
And now it's all Crunchyroll. I don't think Funimation really exists anymore.
Nope. I mean, Funimation exists as the licensor or the publisher or whatever, 'cause that's how we got them
Funimation's
all.
been in a downward spiral for years. I realized that the first time they made their own website after not splitting from Crunchyroll, but I guess like
That's what they were doing. They
there was
pulled
like
their
some weird
licensing
thing where
out.
they separated from Crunchyroll for some reason or another.
Yeah.
Because they wanted people to
So
come
then I
over
had to
their own
go to
service.
Funimation to watch Code Geass. But like Funimation's website looked like it was made by a high school student in the year 2010. So I was like, what the fuck? And that's when I was using like the inspect element to get past their sign-ins to watch anime.
Nice. It's also Japan. They don't ever update their fucking websites.
You know,
Bro, the auto industry is so much worse.
Really?
I still feel like
my website's the best and newest. To be fair, it is brand new. But like, didn't I show you the websites before? Yeah, the website was that's most people's websites in the auto industry. That's the standard. It's bad.
I still feel like Master Anime was still the best looking website.
No, Master Anime was like the YouTube for the anime watching website because it actually had like systems in place that were good.
Yeah.
You could do watch lists, you could do playlists. It would show your watch time. It would auto update your MAU. Like it was fucking wild.
Yeah.
Cries.
And then the government
Pouring out for the Master Anime.
yeah, they fucking took that bitch down.
I don't even think it was the government. It was the
like-
people
it's
at
like
the
cease and desist and
DMCA.
shit.
Yeah, DMCA's.
But I mean, they keep falling. I mean, it doesn't matter what the U.S. government does. Another website's gonna come up.
Yeah, all they have to do is go to those places where nobody gives a shit. Which is part of the reason why we lost the other one recently, is because they went after the Tongo or whatever the fuck, the TOs, wherever all that stuff is. It's a whole domain, and it's because I think it had something to do with all the kitty diddling sites or something with the FBI recently.
Fuck.
Something, probably. They went and raided a whole fucking domain because of a bunch of shit that was bad.
Especially in the smaller countries, they register as one fucking building out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
It's like every anime website we go to has like the TO or RU extension.
Well, yeah, it's
I mean,
because they can
it's
do whatever the
Russia.
fuck they want, basically.
Yeah.
Russia's not RE.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said RU.
No, oh, yes,
You
RE.
said RU.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of websites that we used that had the RU.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, you can say RU, yeah. Kissanime.ru.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Ruski.
Zaro
is also
would
bad.
be Romania.
I think Kiss Anime has like 3 or 4 different fucking extensions. I think they're still fucking up.
I think the problem with Kiss Anime is there's like a lot of fake sites, probably.
Well,
That's
it's not
what I
only
was
that, but
saying.
nobody wants to use Kiss Anime because it's a shit website.
Well, it's so full of ads and bad things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Really sucks. In fact, I'm pretty sure Kiss Anime is the reason why I told Jerry to put a bunch of ad blockers on that. Or actually, I went and did it. Somebody did it. It's either me or him because we're like, you guys are too stupid to use this without fucking this up.
Well, I also routed that thing through the pie hole.
Yeah, but you did it way later. We put ad blockers way on there way earlier than that because like there was none, and I was like, they're gonna click something. They're special.
I don't want our website to go down.
No, I don't either.
It's like they people need to realize just how futile this thing is, and just let us keep our fucking anime websites because we're just gonna move on to another website anyway.
Yeah, but the problem is it's just gonna be shittier.
Yeah,
We're gonna get much service degradation, which I'm gonna be unhappy about.
I guess their whole thing is like maybe if we kick them to a website that's shitty enough, they might prefer to get Crunchyroll, and it's just like no.
Well, no, it's just they have to do it to protect their IP and licensing. Due to their license agreements, they have to pursue people.
It's like
They don't have a choice. They have to make an
Japanese
attempt.
law makes them
Yeah.
pursue any and all kind
Well,
of.
it's not just that. It's just it's
Oh,
all,
no,
all
the
top
Japan
of
doesn't
it.
give a
I've heard Japanese law is actually the opposite.
No,
They actually encourage. Well, I mean, other than Pokemon, so they have a
Nintendo.
Doshin culture there where you can make self-published works about established IPs.
That's true.
But
Doujinshis.
the expectation is you're not going to try to like make something so huge it competes with them, which was the whole thing with Pal World. Where
Although
that's actually where I
dojins
learned
do
about-
that. Dojins get big, bro. Some of them do.
Yeah, but it's just a Doshin.
I know, but
You're not
and
competing
it's
in
fan
the same
artwork.
space.
It's fan art. Right. I don't know. It is actually a good point.
So I had heard that when the whole Pal World thing was popping off a few months ago, that Americans were all for Pal World and Japanese people were more for Pokemon because Pal World's existence was messing with the unspoken agreement that Doshins and actual companies had between each other, where it was like, oh yeah, we won't go after people that make Doshins as long as they don't try to like, make too big of a thing about it. And then we have Pal World blowing up, and then making deals with Sony. It was the ancient enemy of Nintendo.
I mean, they're an independent game company. They can do that.
right.
It's like the other thing is though is that like I mean this was true like 4 or 5 years ago whenever I was like looking into it. A lot of people in Japan, they don't give a shit about what's going on outside of Japan.
Well, true.
Like about like copyright and shit. Like
I mean, do most people give a shit what's going on outside their country?
no.
Right.
It's like what started me looking through this though is like the game series Toho?
Yeah.
Yeah. The creator of that does not give a shit about people pirating outside of Japan. If people pirate in Japan, that's a problem for him. But like he doesn't
Dishonor on you.
like he doesn't sell his shit outside the Japan anyway. So he's just like, yeah, go ahead. I don't give a fuck. As long as it's performing well in Japan, I don't care what you're downloading.
Interesting.
And apparently that's the stance on a lot of Japan companies. Is like
Yeah.
as long as it's performing well in Japan, they don't care what's going on outside.
Well, that's
That's
also
why it's
probably
like
for
around
companies
here,
that don't publish outside of Japan, like you're saying. Specifically, that guy doesn't.
No, I was looking at other companies too.
because the
when I was
big
looking
global
at it.
companies care. Sony, Nintendo. Who else? Who else is really big Japanese companies that care? Fuji? Is Fuji Japanese?
Atlas?
Like
There's unofficial Pokemon Doshins that are just like have the real characters from the show and have
Bro,
like
I've seen a lot of hentai. Okay.
over 100. Yeah, there's one that is apparently really good that people were memeing about, like the actual Pokemon Doshin that's R-rated, where it's like, and Nintendo knows it exists and even advertised it at some point.
Ooh, spicy.
but like
But now they stepped away from it, I guess.
But what I'm saying though is that like the Japan companies, like for the anime industry, they don't really care about what's going on in the U.S. It's the people that buy the licenses here that care about it.
Well, it's
Oh,
also
yeah.
it's also has to do with the licensing deals they have with the people in Japan. The part of the deal is to protect the IP.
Yeah, because if you don't vigorously defend your IP per Japanese law, you can lose it, which is why Nintendo goes so hard and heavy about
I
anybody.
thought that was American law.
No, it's Japanese law.
That's American trademark, actually, I believe.
No, I'm saying there's the Japanese
that's
law.
why all
No,
the
no, what
American
he's talking
companies
about
are like that.
is American trademark.
Yeah. There's trademark and copyright, but that's why Nintendo's so quick. Like to tell all those all the Pokemon fan projects that like Pokemon Uranium that got pretty popular that they shut down, or all the emulation.
Well, it's like that thing though. It's like okay. Well, I guess the copyright for that would hold up in the U.S. But like for the whole Power World case though, like if that lawsuit took place if Power World, their company was in the U.S., they wouldn't be able to sue them. They could sue them, sure. Like
So patents hold internationally, as long as
But
they're
the thing is that I did some research on it, and it's like the things that they are suing for are too broad.
Yeah.
To like hold up
in
in
U.S.
court
law
in
they
the
wouldn't
US.
hold up, but in
Yeah.
Japanese law they have a much lower bar.
Yeah. So like if Power World was made by a U.S. based company, or they like sold it off to a U.S. based company, like Nintendo wouldn't be able to do shit.
Well, also Nintendo wouldn't be able to
It's
do shit
crazy
because they
that
would
Power
sue
World's
them
not
over there.
Chinese.
If it
Right?
was Chinese, they could do even less than
Chinese,
shit.
exactly. They could do whatever the fuck they wanted, and Nintendo can't do shit.
Exactly.
True,
They're gonna go to Chinese court. Chinese court's gonna laugh them out like, ha ha ha. We rule for
Yeah.
Power World.
Ha ha ha! We own them. They make money.
Exactly.
Power World, come move to the U.S.
You know,
Just
I've
move all your
heard,
holdings over here, and fucking you can do whatever the fuck you want over here. We ain't gonna do shit.
I've heard there's actually just an entire different way of thinking in China.
If you can steal, steal. If you can cheat, cheat.
Well, that's the thing. It's not specifically that. I mean, it is, but
It's
at the same
Confucianism.
time, they have kind of a community improving on itself type of, like, they release DeepSeek open source.
Yeah.
Because their whole thing is, if you get an idea, or if you make an idea, it's not your idea. It's just you had an idea, and if someone else can see that you did that and be like, and then do it better, then that's like encouraged over there, like even with their own IPs and everything like that.
Well, it's part of Confucianist philosophy that's really inspired China. It's one where like if you like that's why whenever like Chinese engineers go to visit some like other company's shop, like all the engineers have to hide blueprints and shit, because if they see that, they'll fucking just swarm it, take pictures, and fucking steal it. That's why China steals everything.
They do the thing that they do the Eve thing. They actually have spies in other companies.
Yes,
Yeah.
but also countries. But also, I was going to say something to you. We can ride the Baja wave. Do the do. You buy one and you get two free
What the
for
fuck?
20 ounces. I don't know.
You know, speaking of
kinda
Baja
random.
Blast, I was thinking after this podcast we go to Taco Bell.
Hell no.
Damn it.
I don't know anybody who's going to eat Taco Bell. I mean, shit. I might
Oh, well,
I
what's
might
the
take a taco.
I'd eat
what's the
Taco
fucking
Bell if I
Taco
wasn't in extreme pain.
I ate a lot of food earlier, and
I
then
ate
I
a lot
drank
of
a lot of
ibuprofen
drinks.
earlier.
Well, I'm gonna get a $5 box.
I mean,
Well, I guess it's like
I might go to just get the Taco Bell flavor of Taco Bell.
that's what I'm saying.
Get me that $1 taco that just
Yeah,
tastes like
it's-
taco slop.
Sloppy
Fuck,
taco.
bro.
months. It's
With
been
an
months
eye.
since I've gotten Taco
What?
Bell.
What'd you say? You said some weird
I
shit.
said sloppy poppy with an eye.
Uh?
Poppy.
Peppy? Yeah. No, it's been a while since we had Taco Hell.
I mean,
It's okay. I haven't been shitting right for the past like 2 weeks, so I'm good. I'm golden. I'm prepped.
It's like because usually it's me that prompts going to Taco Bell. So like I haven't had money. I have Taco Bell money at least.
Oh God.
I taco frequently. I just usually do it like on the way home or something, so I don't tell anyone.
Ah shit. He's trying to hide his Taco Bell fetish.
Dude, and like people shit on Taco Bell all the time. I mean, like don't get me wrong, the Taco Bell here kind of shit.
Everything here shit. The McDonald's here shit. The Taco Bell's here shit.
The Burger King here shit.
Yeah, all the shitty employees that are
Okay,
shitty Burger
the
King.
Burger King isn't that shit when I'm working there. At least
I don't know about
I-
that.
like-
That remains to be seen.
the amount of times somebody told me is like, yeah, those fries are good, and I'm just like, they've been sitting here for too long. I'm throwing these fucking out, and I'm gonna drop some fresh fries.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
right.
no,
We got-
just
we got-
randomly
skip
go
those
there when you're
fries. Like,
working.
no,
Yeah, we got a true fat boy working there, which means he's going to take care of it.
come in on Wednesdays. Come in for the Whopper Wednesdays. I'm always working there. On
Is that why you always get the fucking bag of Whoppers?
Oh no, I just if there's like an obscene amount of meat, I'm taking that meat home.
I mean, it's better than throwing away. It's just gonna
Yeah.
get thrown away. It's food waste.
Right.
It's like that's
I'm sure the
that's-
company frowns upon it,
That's
but if
written
you're gonna
off
throw it
already.
away, throw it into my bag.
it's like I'm not the one dropping the meat, so it's not my fault we have this obscene amount of meat at the end of the day. So
Right.
I'm taking that home.
You don't drop your
Oh, so
drawers
you're
and
taking-
slap your meat on the fucking grill.
It's like they're not
Taking the floor
they're
meat.
not fucking paying me anyway.
the fucking
like-
hairy floor meat. Mhm.
It's like I gotta get paid somehow. I'm gonna take some free food. Shit.
There you go.
I mean, sure. You get paid so low, like, I mean, makes sense,
Ridiculous.
I mean, the place is already operating at a loss. What more can it lose?
right?
It's like I probably have like somewhere between 2 to 3 pounds of just burger meat in there.
Remember, folks, we don't condone stealing. This isn't theft. Fuck them.
It's literally not.
I mean, yeah.
What you do with extra food?
If you're throwing away stuff, if companies throw away stuff, they don't want to give it to you. It's bullshit. Take it anyway. Tell them to fuck themselves.
Right.
I get
E-waste included.
remember, I get paid
I'm
$11
serious.
an hour. I'm taking my free meat.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you're taking some meat from the Burger King himself, but we'll see. Different kind of meat,
some royal meat.
crowned meat.
Yeah, the Whopper Wednesday is actually pretty lit though. It's $4.20 off a meal, and like they tell me
$4.20.
Yeah.
Ha 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 ha. I
How
see.
bad are the nuggets?
They're okay
for the
They're kinda
price
mid.
they're actually really good.
The price is why I'm asking.
Oh, they taste pretty good.
They're kind of mid.
Yeah.
They're all right.
It's
If you
like
just
you
want,
pay
like-
$1 and you get 999 nuggets.
So
It's not that many, but yeah,
It's $2.99 for an 8-piece.
yeah. They're not great, but like if you're buying it for snackage, like it's decent
Also, our
snackage.
buffalo sauce is actually pretty fucking tasty.
I've not had your
Like,
buffalo.
the Burger King buffalo sauce is better than McDonald's, at least in my opinion.
You know what I actually liked when I was like super poor person eating it at
The McDonald's one isn't good.
Burger King, was the rodeo burger, the like cheap $1, the value. It's actually not bad.
I've been like so for our employee meals, I basically just build your own burger essentially. I've been putting onion rings in every single fucking burger I make.
Nice.
Fair enough.
Delicious.
Yeah.
That used to be the best part about working at Poco when we could make food, make whatever the fuck we wanted. And they took that away from us.
It reminds me we had this dude who was like, he was front of the house, but he was like friends with the guy that worked the grill. So eventually he got into this habit where like every day at the end of the shift, he'd go there and cook himself a burger because the guy that worked that station didn't care. And I got to the point where I started calling him the Hamburglar because like they don't even get that kind of free meal.
Right. Well,
He
shit.
was literally just stealing burgers.
Was that back at Poco?
Yeah.
I'll say we lost the free
new kitchen.
Oh, I'll say, did you guys get
This is-
free meals back?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you, dude. We lost free meals forever ago. Bro, they got mad at us for taking the free steaks because like the food waste thing. Like, we'd cater all the steaks and then like there was a bunch left and they'd be like, no.
Dishwashers got free food.
Like, no, we gotta throw them away. And we're like, no, the fuck we don't. Like
It's
the
like
the
the-
ahi steaks and shit. I was like, bro, those are a lot of money.
It's
Right.
like the only real benefit of working in the food industry is the free food. Like
Yeah.
if you take away our free food, then what's the fucking point of working in the food industry?
Well, the problem is like some people were
Okay.
abusing it, but not even that much. Like, not to the point where it cost them probably as much as they thought it did. But
it
but
costs
also it
too
works
much.
this way. If you can charge your workers that are working there for the food, then whatever.
Right. I mean, but they at least cut. I mean, if
Who
they're
the
gonna charge
fuck-
you with it,
Hey,
Who the fuck is that?
right?
I didn't know it was 2 days. I thought you were going to be gone till like Sunday or some shit. I don't remember what you said.
you tell us
Hey,
a lot of
whatever.
shit though.
Right.
Yeah. You ready to go to the shop? No. All right. See you. We're going to talk about it tomorrow. Don't worry. Get some sleep. Kisses. I mean, you got to do something. It's either go to the shop or go get a job from Cohen.
Come work for me.
Die for me.
And die.
I mean, the job's pretty fucking easy. Sure, you get paid only $10 an hour, but fuck.
Wait, too? Mhm.
You gotta kiss the king's
Is it time to-
ring.
Is it time to wrap up?
Is it though? What are we
Yes.
at?
We're at 205 or 204.
Gotta go to 2:30, bro.
I thought you said we didn't want to go 2:30.
I don't know. I mean, it's almost 11. I mean, he doesn't
I mean,
go past that. We got a few minutes.
Is there?
Well-
I mean, is there anything really to talk about? Like anything else going on?
Bro, we were just talking. This is what we do. We were just rolling.
I know, but like usually there's like a few like recent events and shit that we talk.
The amount of
We
recent
talked about
events-
recent events.
The
And
amount
also,
of recent events I know are too goddamn
I
long.
was to say, every day that Trump's in office, something new happens. This is the best
Something
part.
new and horrible.
Yeah, I've been
happens.
watching that shit every day. It's crazy.
This is like it was back whenever we did the talk show. I joked about starting the other talk show up because we have news every week.
We really do. We could do it.
All right, so what's Trump doing?
What
Isn't he doing?
Yeah, what isn't?
Okay, so let me
All
give
right,
you
quick fire.
As I say, we're going to do a quick fire on this. Okay, so let's see. So he's done return from office for all federal workers, which means about 20%, about 15 to 20% of the federal workforce is coming back into the office. That means another 30% that was already like telework, which means like
You mean that
hybrid.
percent's about to quit their job?
Well, maybe.
They're all people like. Did you hear? They made some announcement where they were going to investigate all the federal workers who were work from home to see if they were working a second job at the same time.
Yeah,
Oh, I had not heard that, but that would.
I didn't hear that.
Because
but
they
that
said
makes
that's
sense.
unlawful to work a second job while working for the government.
Yeah, it's wage theft or whatever.
That's what I like to say.
One of the biggest thing that's that I've been hearing that with the whole ICE situation, they're all being sent to fucking Gitmo.
So yes, so
Oh, yeah, we got
recently-
Guantanamo Bay back.
yeah, he recently. So actually,
Well, it never went
So
away.
two things on that. So yes, he recently announced that he's going to be expanding Gitmo to hold up to I think like 50,000 or 20,000 prisoners.
That's still not enough. There's
basically-
already 20 there. There's
Yeah,
only
yeah.
20K there. So
Well, actually, as far as like actual Gitmo prisoners that from fucking like Iraq, there's only about like 25 left.
no. There's 20K like immigrants there. They already moved a bunch of
Have
immigrants.
they?
Yeah,
I
it's way over stuff.
I hadn't heard that.
Yeah,
One of the things me and him
they're
talked about
holding
earlier this
every all the ICE thing that's going on right now, like all the deportations.
Raids, yeah.
They're sending them all to Guantanamo Bay.
I'd heard
Oh,
that they
Guantanamo.
wanted to, but I hadn't heard that they had sent them.
They had
I think
already
they're
started
sending all of
sending.
them there already.
Yeah, they had already started. Just like they also they started sending some back to their home countries, but most of them are going to get.
You want to hear
like-
something even crazier?
Sure.
So Rubio just had a meeting, and he went down to El Salvador, spoke to the president of El Salvador. Apparently, him and the president came to an agreement to where El Salvador would accept U.S. prisoners to hold in their 50,000 prisoner, prison. So
I thought they accepted their people back. I had heard
both
that.
their people and U.S. prisoners. So now there's a possibility to exporting U.S. prisoners to a different country.
Oh shit!
I don't even know if that's legal. What if people don't have passports?
No, it's legal. Well, I don't know if it's legal for the U.S., but you know who else has been doing that? North Korea.
Dude, our prisoners basically just treated like cattle anyway.
Yeah, and they're basically slaves according
but-
to the
but-
Constitution.
But the problem is that like I said, you know who else does that? North Korea. This goes into the meme I talked to you about the other day.
Really?
We're joining, yeah, because that's what happened to part of the Russian stuff.
Yeah.
sent
North
their
Korea's
prisoners-
sending. Well, no, they're sending actual military.
Yeah, but they
Not
also
just
keep
prisoners.
sending prisoners to Siberian stuff to work.
Yeah. They send the prisoners to do the work camps to do logging in Siberia.
Mhm.
Yeah, absolutely. Because that's how North Korea gets money from Russia.
Yep.
Is by making slave labor. That's absolutely a thing. It's documented. There's photos and videos of it. It's a real thing.
100%.
So
Yeah, who's
So, yeah,
gonna
now we're
dispute
doing that.
All right, so what else Trump would do?
So let's see. So yeah, that's happening. Let's see. So Trump has Doge. So hey, Trump invented Doge by taking the U.S. digital services, whose job was to modernize, to work with different departments and modernize their websites to make it easier for people to use. Noble goal, because some of the websites are horribly out of date.
A lot of them are. Government websites are bad.
So he's changed that to U.S. Doge services. So it's U.S. DOGES. So yes, brilliant.
Nested acronyms.
Yeah, for the win. So he invented Doge, put Musk in charge of it, and Musk has been doing a whirlwind of things with it. Things that are objectively and realistically very illegal.
Yeah.
One of the first things he did was was close down U.S. aid, which isn't something that he should have been able to do. Because Doge is fucking a weird department.
Oh, did you hear that Trump blocked access to Elon's? Elon can't talk directly to him anymore.
That's more of a Susie. I forget her name. I forget what she's called. I forget her name, but Susie something or another. She runs the White House. She's like chief of staff. She's very on top of it, and she hates Musk. She's good at being evil. Essentially, she's fucking Umbridge.
Also, women hate nerds.
Yeah. So she's doing that. But yeah, so Doge has shut down USAID, put everybody on fucking leave, fired a bunch of people. Basically, they're not supposed to be able to do that because it's an independent organization. So the executive branch has some maneuverability to like restructure it, but not close it. So Doge did that over the weekend, this past weekend. Doge then moved into the Treasury to get access to one of the most sensitive and protected parts of the Treasury, which is the Treasury payment system. The payment system that handles $6 trillion, our entire GDP, our entire expenditure for the year. That payment system processes and handles it. And Doge and his 6 fucking children, I don't mean literal children, I mean fucking these kids, these like 19 to 23-year-olds, were given full and complete access to this incredibly sensitive piece of information and system.
I saw one thing where one of those kids is basically deciphering like the Magna Carta of modern times.
Do what?
As I said,
They
what?
found some ancient documents burnt up in the fires of Pompeii. And literally one of the kids that's working for Musk won some kind of like major scientific prize for digitally scanning the burnt documents and being able to pull some ancient text off of it.
Oh, that's interesting that he was a part of that. I did see that.
Interesting.
That was really interesting. Yeah, they're using like, I forget what kind of like X-ray spectrograph bullshit with lasers and shit to like read it. I
It
think
was
also,
that and a mix of like AI algorithm stuff.
yeah,
Like the future AI, not the like stable diffusion AI stuff.
yeah. I mean that was a pretty cool project. But yeah, so he's given again one of the most sensitive systems in all of the United States. He gave these people access, but not only did he do that, Elon Musk also just randomly and indiscriminately just shut off payments to like random people and
Extremely
contractors
illegal.
and shit that he didn't like. He's again something that he shouldn't be able to do, that is highly illegal, that is not within his purview because Congress controls the money.
Also closed down.
So is their strategy
people investigating
accuracy
him.
by volume? Like if they do so many illegal things at once, it's like surely they can't prosecute at all.
So
Well, it's probably going to somehow fall underneath Trump's protection of being the president executing presidential things.
Oh, you mean
even though he's not president,
the-
but he's
the
probably
new Supreme
unbound.
Court
Elon
law
Musk
where the
is the shadow
president-
president.
Yeah,
new
right.
Supreme Court law where the president literally can't do anything illegal no
Right,
matter
yep.
what.
So here's the thing too. Even if
Still worried about that for future problems that may come down. I call it now.
so even
As
if
far
even
as
if,
I know, still no one's disproven that the president can now assassinate his political
oh,
rivals
he absolutely can.
legally.
He absolutely can.
Now that he's president, he can, but
He can.
before he couldn't because he wasn't president.
Yes.
But now he is president. Any act under official act as president is like fucking
Must-
invincible.
Yeah,
And
now
even,
running
and even
against
if an
Trump
act
is like
isn't
running
an
against
official act, it
Putin.
must be
You might
treated
just
as such
disappear.
until it's disproven.
Yeah, that
So yeah, so
and the
Musk has
criteria
already
for disproving it is very impossible. By the way, almost.
yeah, basically. So they're already doing that.
Is he acting in his position as president to explode the brains of this guy he thinks will destroy America,
Yes, I guess.
Yes.
According to the Supreme Court, yes,
according to his Supreme Court picks?
exactly. I mean, he owns the Supreme Court. So there's that. And again, it doesn't matter if what Musk is doing is illegal. It is, but objectively, it doesn't matter because the current Justice Department isn't going to charge him with anything, and he'll probably just write Musk like before he leaves office, in 4 years, he'll probably just write him apart and being like anything he's done, well, between this date and this date, you can't charge him with anything.
service to the American people.
Not only that, but like Trump,
The greatest
it would
service.
just be like he authorized Elon to do all this shit anyway.
Yeah.
Under my presidential authorization, Mr. Musk was cleaning house. We cleaned up the swamp. We made America great again.
So
Sorry, I
he,
did that too well. I
Oh,
feel
my
bad about that.
so there's a long list of U.S. employees that have been fired, but not actually told they've been fired.
Yeah, essentially.
That too. On top of, there is the long list of people where they're asking them to fire themselves for
Yes.
payment.
So now we're getting onto the fork in the road email, the same title that Elon Musk used whenever he came into Twitter and got rid of half of that staff, called the fork in the road. Basically a blatant and unenforceable offer, quote unquote, to say, hey, if you take our offer by just responding yes or responding I resign, that you'll
Oh, you can't say those words.
that you'll
Right.
get
You remember that?
Yeah, that's you doing the act of leaving first, and you don't get unemployment if they fuck you.
Yeah, that you'll get 8 months of payments, which so a lot of people didn't believe them because A, this isn't something that's enforceable. Also, B, Supreme Court has already tested, or it's already gone to the Supreme Court that even if OBM, like an OBM employee says, hey, we told you bad information, you can't hold us to it. The Supreme Court said, yeah, you can't hold them to it, even if they told you something that they thought was true and it wasn't. Doesn't matter. So yeah, this letter came out. Basically, everybody panned it because they're basically trying to get rid of a bunch of all the federal workforce in something that they can't do because A, shutdown's happening next month on the 15th, and that's when that's when money stops flowing. So yeah, they recently did an update today or yesterday to be like, hey, this is based upon appropriations from Congress, and if they don't do it, then we can't do it, kind of thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
so that's how it's going to be.
Exactly. So Congress is just not going to approve it. These people who took it.
Because there's going to be some other shit baked in that bill.
Exactly. So are just not going to get paid, and they just get screwed.
Yep.
So, but that has been officially put on pause as of today. Today was the due date, and it has officially been put on pause. So it's not happening.
Nice. I was
For now.
gonna say, man, you're gonna make a lot of people who know a lot of things and in a lot of different positions of areas of the government very unhappy and hate and also distrust the government in one go. Wonder how well that's gonna work out.
So let's see what else has happened. So, coupled with Doge, they also brought in a server into OMB OPM, which is the HR department for the entire government. They brought in just a random
Mister,
ass
stop
server.
speaking in acronyms. Say the whole word for the class.
The-
Office of Personnel Management, I
Yes.
believe.
Yes, you are correct. Thank you. Yes, the Office of Personnel Management, the HR for the entire federal government. They brought in a fucking email server. Again, everybody's like, oh, Hillary's emails. And these people come in, fucking bring in their own goddamn server.
I didn't hear about that one. I would have been like, I was actually going to say, I'd be like, man, the Hillary email
Yeah,
thing.
they installed an unauthorized server
They just plugged it
to
in
the network.
and just let it ride. And it's funny too because
Wow.
it's actually even funnier than let me get to it. So yes, they brought in an unencrypted server, plugged it into OPM, and then it got hacked because what do you know? When these fucking tech bros don't secure their goddamn servers because they're tech bros, and they don't do that, people got hacked. And there were people who hacked sending out emails to all like federal employees of like NASA, or the National Science Foundation, one of the two. Basically, like Craig was like, "Yo," and like Ken Cliftonstein was like, "Yo, subscribe to my fucking Substack," kind of thing. Because Ken Cliftonstein is an investigative journalist who's broken a lot of stories about the government and like Luigi with the manifesto and such. He does good work. Definitely check out his
Luigi's
Substack.
based as fuck manifesto.
Exactly. So yeah. So that happened and went out to tons of people. Let's see what else has happened. Jesus. So of course there was the phone call with Denmark for Greenland that Trump had with the Prime Minister for 45 minutes, where the people of Denmark were very shocked because Trump was like, I want Greenland. We might use military actions. We might buy it from you. You're going to give it to us.
One way or another, we're gonna get
Exactly.
Greenland.
I mean, isn't like one of the goals too is for him for Canada and Mexico to become U.S. as well?
Canada, not Mexico.
Canada, 51st state.
Because the Governor
Woo!
Trudeau, as he
I
likes
can't
to
believe he
say.
actually said it, like in real life, where he was like,
In real life.
there will be no tariffs once there are cherished 51st state.
Yeah. Canadians will get better healthcare, even though Canadians already get better healthcare than we fucking do.
Yeah, if I was Canadian, I'd be like, no, don't come take my health care.
That's why I was memeing about John. John appeared one day and I was like,
I was
"You
gonna
re-
joke
you ready to
about
become
that.
the 51st state?
I was gonna say,
You ready
is
to
John
lose all your
excited?
shit?" Yeah.
Right.
That's what I was memeing.
He
I was
gets to be
memeing about
American
him.
again.
He's like, what? And I was like, how do you not know?
Right. Well, he is also up there in like rural or like,
He's not. He's near the border. He's like an hour from the border.
Is he? I thought he was. I
Yeah.
thought he's more northern.
Oh,
Anyways.
also all of Canada is that way. Actually, apparently, most people live near the border.
So yes. So he's talking about Canada being 51st state. He's talking about Greenland just taking it over using military force or buying it or whatever, which is fucking scary.
The fuck are we gonna do with Greenland?
So
use it.
It's strategically positioned.
the reason we want Greenland is a couple reasons. Militarily, because it's a part of the Greenland, Ireland, UK Strait, which is where a lot of shipping comes through. Both because shipping for stopping Russia as far as militarily, but also shipping as far as trade. Because with the Arctic melting, because climate change is a thing that's happening, trade is passing through the Arctic more often, so it's a big trade area. Greenland also has access to oil, which is America. We love oil. It also has access to a bunch of rare earth minerals.
See, I heard freedom.
Yeah, exactly.
Freedom blood.
So
I heard drill, baby, drill.
Black freedom.
So like one of the goals with Greenland is to impose like tariffs on shit just going through it.
Not tariffs, but just
No.
just to control it, to quote unquote protect. Even though we already have a military base there, so it's not like it's not going to change anything.
We want that trade vector before China has that trade vector.
Yeah, before China and Russia have it, so if we can control it, then it's better for us and our allies. But really, realistically, it's better because selfishness. It's better for us. But also, the big thing is the military part of it. Not so much the trade for shipping, but also the rare earth minerals, because we need those to support our industries like our battery manufacturing.
And the
here
support Musk.
at home and
Your
Musk.
boy Musk.
Exactly. So that's a big thing, because there's billions upon billions of dollars in that ground that
Billions
Denmark
and
currently isn't
billions.
utilizing as much, but but Trump wants to. Panama Canal. He sent down Rubio down to Panama to be like, "Hey, Panama, we're going to take back this fucking canal," which we gave to Panama in '99. Jimmy Carter gave it to them. It's rightfully theirs. It's their fucking land. So Trump wants it to take over the Panama Canal to control trade, because it is the core and vital trade route, east to west kind of thing. Because otherwise you have to go down through the south through the Cape Horn, and that adds like 2 weeks on to shipping. So it's a lot of time and fuel.
I wonder when we're going to hit the tipping point.
Tipping point of what?
Like just everything that's going on right now that Trump's fucking doing in office. Like when do we hit the tipping point?
So
Tipping point of what though? Bad time?
revolution.
Anarchy.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I was saying the tipping point of which version of fresh hell makes us actually become World War III, and we start it for stupidity.
So there's a saying, it's like, a good man's only 9 square meals a day or 9 square meals from rioting. Essentially, so if you go hungry for 3 days, you're about to go fucking riot. And
Fair. When you have nothing left to lose and there's nothing left to gain, I mean, fuck it.
but the whole strategy for this is actually something that Steve Bannon talked about a couple years back. The whole thing is, I forget what it's called, but another term for it's like shock and
I
awe.
thought you were gonna say the Hulk.
Basically,
Yeah, that's Bruce Banner, but yeah.
basically overwhelm the media, because he said the media can only focus on one thing a day. So if you do 3 things, they focus on the one thing, you do the 2 things. And if you continue to do that like he's done, with everything he's done every single fucking day, the media is slow and dumb and stupid, and they can only do one thing. So he's doing all of these things to overwhelm them because it works. And he gets by with so much because they just can't keep up fast enough.
So we need a channel that's specifically dedicated to only doing Trump things.
Maybe, but
I mean, at
mean,
this point, it's a
Asmongold's
full-time
channel?
fucking job.
full-time job. Part of the problem too is that people get fatigued because it's just so much is happening too. So because like, I mean, even me, I look into politics a lot. I keep up with it a lot, but even me, I'm getting exhausted by it because just so much is happening. And
Oh, I'm not fatigued. This is entertainment. I like watching the world fall
as I
apart.
say, this is America. This is the decline of America, and I don't say that lightly.
I mean, with the greedflation going on, and he's clearly not going to do anything about that.
No,
He's
not at
so
all.
focused
He's
on
going to make it
everything
worse.
else that's going on. Like this, we're going to hit we're probably going to get Great Depression 2.0.
Oh, absolutely. Well, if he goes through with the tariffs fully to Canada, Mexico, and the EU,
Wouldn't the 3 richest people become like $200 billion more rich
Yes.
since Donald Trump got
Yes,
elected?
they have. Musk became $200 billion richer. He was at 300. Now he's at over $500 billion. He's going to be the world's first trillionaire.
Well, also like Zuckerberg and the Amazon guy, they both went up by like 50 billion too,
Yeah, Zuckerberg, Bezos,
because they were
Sundar
standing
Pichai
behind him
from
in his
Google.
inauguration.
Everybody. I mean, yeah.
Yo, we got the
Funny.
Stargate.
What?
$500 billion star.
Wait, you haven't heard Stargate? That's not even new anymore.
No, I don't.
It's
So
know.
happening
the
so
Stargate
fast.
initiative is a $500 billion initiative to build AI.
To make or to make America the AI capital of the world.
Oh yeah. No, I watched him sign all the executive orders. I just didn't know it was called Stargate. That's fucking funny.
Yeah, with Shiro.
With whoever the king of crypto or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, Sam Altman.
Yeah.
He's the head of OpenAI.
It was
Yep.
funny watching Bernie Sanders talk about crypto coins.
Man, I wish we can.
Probably because he doesn't understand them.
Well, he was talking about how technically you can't bribe the American president with money to do stuff, but now they can just buy his crypto
Oh,
coins.
absolutely, his whole crypto coin
And
is
it directly
approved.
enriches him.
They already did the rug pull.
Right. And the better part is
They rug
because-
pulled already?
Yes,
I mean, we knew they would, but I never heard anyone
his
talking
and
about it.
Melania's. Because Melania put out a fucking coin the next day, which is funny because whenever she put out the coin the next day, Trump's coin crashed like 40%. So, yes, they've already done the rug pull.
Man, that's all crypto is anymore is rug pulls. Like
Really is. I mean, the Hawk Tuah coin, I mean, everything else.
So something I just thought about. You know how people on the internet were saying that we went into a new timeline when Harambe died.
Yeah.
I think we entered a new timeline when Trump has failed to get assassinated.
This is the climax of the Harambe list
It
timeline.
really is. It's
it all started back when that fucking monkey.
But yeah, we switched
That's
timelines.
a terrible
again.
joke about all that stuff. No, we didn't switch timelines. We were always destined for this.
Unfortunately.
Because
Because Americans...
the movie Idiocracy became what was a meme from what was it, early 2000s.
Bro,
To
Trump was
just a
talking
roadmap.
about how he's going to build a new, like, expensive ballroom for the White House. And I was just starting to think about how, like, it's slowly getting there because we're starting to modify the White House now, pimp it out.
It's not even slow. So to be fair, that happens all the time. The White House does get changed every so often, so
Yeah.
that's fair. But no, I mean, like the moment that Trump got elected the first time was pretty much immediately Idiocracy.
Yeah.
The dude literally is a showman to the tune of President Camacho from
However,
Idiocracy.
the difference is President Camacho actually, gave up power when the smartest man in the world existed and
True.
and tried to listen to him. Which
Well,
is something Trump
after
wouldn't
they
do.
tried to kill him, first of all, they did fuck him over pretty hard in the beginning.
It's true. It's true.
But they learned and they're like, oh shit, no, this guy's right. He's onto something. He fixed everything.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so Camacho's a better president than Trump.
Yeah, 100%.
I'd vote for Camacho.
That's sad that we're at that stage.
I would have voted for Camacho over Kamala. Kamala's
Ha.
boring.
But also, Americans have very short attention spans. Because, I mean, Trump
Welcome to Gen Z.
bungled COVID, causing the deaths of millions more Americans that wouldn't have happened if he had an actual proper response instead of drink bleach and shove light up your ass, essentially. So, and then
How many people died for that?
I can't remember how many millions. I think it was like 3. It was like
Nobody,
3 or 6
millions didn't die because of that. Nobody, to the tune of millions, drinking bleach and shoving lights.
No,
up their ass.
not drinking bleach, but died of COVID.
I don't know. Everybody handled COVID as well as I think they could have, except for we didn't do the thing we should have done. The real thing we should have done. Should have done the Japan thing, the thing that Plague Inc. always shows us, where we fucking close borders.
We did.
No,
I mean,
too
Trump
late.
had,
Way
Trump
too
had
late.
Title 42 that closed the southern border, and they
Yeah,
also
no.
did
I meant close all borders. Listen, I've played enough Plague Inc. to know
Yeah, I've
that's what we
lost
should have
Plague Inc.
done.
enough.
restrict.
That's what Japan did. Japan full closed borders.
But also, I mean, this election, truly, and I don't disagree, and I can feel for the American people. This election was over the economy, stupid. It's the economy. It was over the price of fucking eggs. And
Price of
yeah,
gas and cost of living and
the
all that.
unaffordable. Even though cost is the gas prices came down. The gas prices have been relatively affordable these past like
Yeah.
2 years.
Why is the
Only this year.
why does everyone only look at gas prices?
Because that's the most thing you see every day. Because whenever you go to fill up, that's what you see is the gas price. That's the closest thing to you outside of milk and eggs. Because milk and eggs breakfast.
My eggs.
So
Well,
So-
yeah,
so
and
that's the
the,
thing.
and the egg prices aren't going to get better because of the fucking bird flu.
Yep.
Which
you're
it's
already
going to be used as an excuse probably to help like deflect the fact that he can't do anything.
Well, that's the thing too. So recently he also did an information freeze. So every federal agency, that's another thing. He did an information freeze. So every federal agency basically said, "Hey, stop all outside communications. Don't talk about anything until we say so." It's only just today that the CDC has been allowed to talk about things. What are they talking about? not bird flu, not mpox. They're talking about the fucking fires in California, which isn't something that they should be talking about that, but they should also be talking about
I
fucking
had seen
our bird
something.
flu response.
I had seen something come up from the people talking about the CDC not being able to talk about a bunch of like a tuberculosis outbreak that's happening.
So that was his order. All federal communication was fucking frozen. So yes. So we need to.
Oh man, our government's not only lying to us, but now they're not going to tell us shit. Oh boy, this is going to get
We
good.
need guidance from them about what the hell the plan is for the bird flu, because bird flu is affecting eggs and it's also spreading into cows and other animals, like your cats, your dogs, etc. So we need that information from them because that's their whole job, is to help understand and coordinate the response. And they're not talking about it because they've probably just been ordered not to talk about it. Because remember, if you don't test, then there's not a problem. If we don't test for bird flu, then it doesn't exist, right, folks? If we don't test for COVID, it
Obviously.
doesn't exist. Easy. Problem solved.
I mean, the whole thing with the bird flu though is not directly killing U.S. citizens. So
Not
who
yet.
cares about that?
It's just limiting eggs, and like we're seeing, like even at HEBs here, they're limiting eggs to like one pack per person. The same thing for Kroger's. They're also, the price of eggs is like $9 a dozen, some places, or more.
Guess I won't have eggs.
So the price of eggs have only skyrocketed under Trump.
Yeah, because I think the price of eggs was like $1.50 per fucking 12 count.
Yeah,
No, it was a little more
it
expensive.
was like
Yeah.
$2
It was like $2 to $3. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, but still, it's going 3 times the cost.
It's okay. I'll just order all my eggs through DoorDash, where nobody's reflected the price changes yet.
Might be a way, but
I was actually looking at breakfast tacos earlier. I was going to get taco joint breakfast tacos,
nice.
but I ate my food instead.
So yeah, and that's not even half of what he's done. He's done so much more shit, but we are out of time. But yeah, there's just so much he's done and so much he has continued to do. And Doge, and he's just letting Doge run rampant through, like, just today. I was telling David, just today, his fucking crypto tech bros have been given access to the FAA's aviation safety
Oh yeah.
system.
You know, it's funny. I just took a test on the FAA stuff because now I have drones. I'm a trust test certified drone pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So now we got a bunch of crypto bros using AI to try and fucking fuck with our very fragile and old aviation systems.
Well, so to be fair, on the drone side, there's already things like that exist for automated access to controlled airspaces.
Yeah, but we're not just talking about drones. We're talking about actual airplanes. We're talking about the actual big safety system.
Yeah, I don't know much about that, but I'm sure it runs on fucking DOS, probably. or
COBOL,
something similar.
probably.
Yeah.
Who knows? So yeah, so we've got a bunch of crypto tech bros. Youngest 19, oldest is like 27, and everything in between, and they're fucking just running rampant. They're also, of course, trust fund kids volunteering at Doge.
Listen.
Another one of them is backed by Teal.
Listen, they can fix it. You know, we didn't talk about the plane crashes associated
The three
with all the other
plane,
stuff.
3 plane crashes that have happened in the past week.
One to the military.
The Reagan
chopper.
one, where the Black Hawk chopper hit the.
Was it a Black Hawk?
Yes, it was a Black Hawk. Hit the American Airlines flight.
The other way around, the American Airlines flight.
Bro, how do you hit a plane in a helicopter?
It was the other way around. The helicopter got hit by the plane.
To be fair, the Army, in the past year, the Army has had 23 incidents, what they call Class A's, which is major damage to aircraft or airplane or airmen, major costs over $2.3 million. They've had 23 of those incidents.
That's not even the real answer. The real answer is that this was an eventuality. If anybody in the area knows that this sort of stuff happens all the time for that area, like it's basically standard operation for the military bases there. Just kind of do whatever the fuck they want.
Yes.
And this wasn't a if, this was a when sort of scenario. This was going to
Absolutely.
happen at some point.
Yeah, I heard part of the problem was that like the Black Hawk pilot was just straight up on a different like radio channel talking to the base instead of the air traffic.
So he did talk to ATC. ATC, just like seconds before.
I heard it was like too late by the time
Yeah.
he switched over.
Well, the weird part is too with everything, like I don't understand how a plane doesn't see it or vice versa.
That was
I
a
mean, if it's
fucking
under the plane,
helicopter.
you can't exactly see it.
If it's under, yes, but it looked like the plane flew basically straight into it from the video.
Well, the plane was on a descent, so if it was coming up from under it, couldn't have seen it.
It was just floating there. Did you not watch the video?
The video is pretty hard to see. I haven't seen more recent videos. I saw the original.
The original video I saw, the helicopter was just floating there, and the plane basically just like straight hits it fucking head on.
Mm.
And I was like, How did you not see and or try to?
How'd
avoid
you not
that?
see a plane coming straight at you?
How did neither of you see it? Is the real
Right.
question.
Well, another thing too is that when planes get that low, they have a system that tells them, like early, collision warnings, etc.
Mm-hmm.
But when they go into descent, they turn those systems off because whenever you're like so many,
It's like the drone. The
100 feet
drone
off-
does the same thing.
exactly. You just always alert, so you just turn it off because it doesn't help you.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was that plane crash that happened. There was the medical plane crash that happened, which was very unfortunate. It was 2 pilots, 2 doctors, the child patient, and
Oof.
the parent.
Well, at least there's no.
The dad died on impact.
At least there's no family left to be a problem for that.
I mean, there's still the other parent.
Well, they don't have a problem.
They weren't
anymore.
there.
They're sick and
it's
dying.
actually-
Kids.
it's
They're
actually
sick and
even-
dying kids have been dealt with. It's dead.
actually even sadder because this was them recovering. This was them having recovered from their illness and they
Oh.
going home.
Ooh.
So,
That
like-
actually sucks.
Yeah,
That's
it's
pretty
fucking,
bad.
Oh,
I was like, oh yeah, little Timmy's dying. I was like, well, you don't have to worry about it anymore. No, little Timmy's good. We're gonna be right there.
I was gonna say that was the Halo 3 medic.
yeah.
Oh no,
So yeah, that's fucking tragic.
that's pretty bad.
What was the other plane crash?
Was the one in the middle of the suburbs in somewhere? I forgot. Or was that the medical?
Man, I'd be
that was
so
medical.
pissed off if I died in a plane crash.
I thought there was a third one. I feel like there was a third one. I don't remember.
There was a few.
So yeah, lots of
There
fucking
was a
planes
third
crashed.
one. I just never heard anything about it.
Right.
Right.
Oh, wait, there was the plane that just drove like fucking straight down into a strip mall.
That was the medical flight.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Then the one I was talking about was the one that went and crashed in a suburban neighborhood. I thought.
Yeah, it was a strip mall in a suburban neighborhood.
Oh,
Yeah.
then it was the same one. Okay.
That's the one where everyone had the videos of the police trying to put up the caution tape while a bunch of people were screaming in other languages about the fire, and it's like
Weird.
there was some of them where I was like, why are they just standing there screaming? They could just run away from it.
It's flight or fright or flight,
Yeah.
fight or freeze, and people just freeze up. People freeze up a lot.
The best thing for the U.S. that could happen right now is Trump just dies of old age.
So
Ha. Is that the best thing? I don't know. I actually still think Vance is a more reasonable person, and I think that maybe not that bad.
So then you would want him to die of old age because then Vance would be president.
I-
Yeah,
like
well, that's
we
I'm saying
don't-
in the line of succession. Like Vance would be semi okay. He
It's
still
like-
follows the party.
I think Vance would
line
be.
stuff.
Vance is competent.
Yeah, no, 100%. Vance, I think, is
His
an
evil
actual
will-
thinking person, at least.
But like we don't want him to get assassinated because we don't want to deal with the fucking uproar that would cause.
It's
if
funny
he
you
just
say that
dies
because
of
literally
natural
he was interviewed
causes.
today by media to be like, "Hey, what happens?" Because Iran talks about assassinating you. What happens if Iran assassinates you? It's like if they succeed, not that they will, but if they do, I've left orders to wipe them out. So
I mean,
he's busy.
Fair.
He's gonna just nuke Iran. All,
well,
all
100
87 million people just dead.
I mean, kind of fair. If they can assassinate a president, I think that would be kind of how an answer would go anyway. If anybody did it, there would be very much hard calls for war with whoever it was. I don't know if we'd go straight to nuking, but we definitely invade.
I mean, no, because like if Trump is assassinated, I imagine it's most likely going to be internal.
I don't know.
I don't know.
about that.
He's got.
He
enemies.
surrounds himself with loyal yes men.
No. He means internal, as in like internal to the country,
Oh, domestic.
domestic. Yeah.
Maybe.
Is like
Been multiple attempts.
because like
Right.
there's a lot of
There
May.
have been some fucking. All the attempts were so bad.
He's gonna get assassinated by Iranians, and they're gonna be like, "This goddamn DEI in Iran killed our president.
Oh my
God
god,
damn it.
Everything
we did that
DEI."
there already.
that would be hilarious if he got assassinated by a DEI Iranian.
I mean, just by an
Like be
existing, they'd
special
call him
Iranian
they'd
or
call him
what?
DEI because he's not white.
I guess true,
Yeah.
but I mean, it'd be
By
funny if he
default, it's
was.
diversity.
It'd be funny if she was trans and like all this other stuff. It would be hilarious.
All they'd have to be is stupid, like mentally disabled, and that's DEI.
DEIA,
I mean, it's
accessibility.
true. Yeah, it's true.
Remember, if you're in a wheelchair, you're fucking DEI. A.
Crazy.
I mean, isn't Cohen DEIA?
Probably.
He's definitely mentally challenged. If that's true.
Well, I meant like the feet thing.
Yes.
Yeah. He's physically and mentally challenged. He's got it both ways. It's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on, and it's only going to get worse. Because I mean, the price of groceries are going to keep going up, so it's going to be increasing the unaffordability of the, living cost of living crisis. Coupled with the continuing calls for war to take fucking Greenland and Panama and such. Because Panama is literally preparing their army.
I don't think any of us are calling for war.
Oh, yeah, we're not calling for war, but the president is. Also,
Yeah,
the
I don't know
president's
what
calling
that
for
is.
genocide,
Huh?
or ethnic cleansing. Correction.
Same thing.
Same
Same
thing.
but different.
So as we know, Gaza has been under attack for the past the war in Gaza for the past year and a half.
Yeah, the Israelis have been fucking
They've been just destroying
mopping
it. It's
things.
leveled.
To be fair, to fight the fight they needed to fight, that is the fight that has to be fought.
the entire fucking country is leveled.
Yeah, it has to be.
I think it's like 200,000 or 300,000 people dead. Their population is to like 1.7, 1.8 million. And Trump has basically said, America, his conversation with Netanyahu is basically, America's going to come in. We're going to take over the Gaza Strip. We're going to forcibly force all of the Palestinians out of their land. And somebody will take them in. Who? We don't know, but somebody will take them in and they'll live a great life. It'll be the best life.
No, the best life.
So
was when
why
they
are we taking
finished
the
rebuilding?
Gaza Strip?
No, we're gonna rebuild Palestine Land, the theme park, and then we'll move them all back in.
He wants to build the Riviera of the fucking Middle East.
I'm not familiar.
They're supposedly claiming
Tourist waterfront area.
that we expect the other nations to step up, even though I don't know why he'd just say that, because it's not like they're gonna fucking step up.
No.
And then they're gonna forcefully evacuate everyone because they're like, no one can live here. Look at it, and it's just pictures of a bunch of crumbled buildings, Fallout style.
Yeah.
And then they're like, we're going to rebuild, and then we're gonna move them all back in, and then we're gonna move in people from other
who's
countries
going to live
too.
there? And he's like, the world's people are going to live
Yeah,
there.
he is saying there's gonna be people from all countries there.
Yeah, so not the Palestinians. The Palestinians are not going to be allowed back home. So
Yeah, this is definitely the sugarcoating of whatever's happening there.
It's a Trail of Tears thing.
I'm sure whatever happens
Yes.
is gonna be better than that fucking place is right now. Like the Fallout, like screenshots they're showing. But it's
See,
definitely just gonna be straight up
if we
stealing.
had an actual good, ethical, moral president, then we would do like Marshall Plan V2. We rebuilt Japan, and it's one of our closest allies. If we did Marshall Plan V2, we rebuild Gaza, make it a nice, modern area to live.
It's like that's what they're saying, but they're saying it in a stupid way where they're like, well, we're gonna kick everyone
Yeah,
out.
well, that's the thing. That's the entire plan. Trump does not want the Palestinians there. Israel does not want the Palestinians there. Israel wants to take it over. So that's what they're going to do. America takes it over, rebuilds it really nice. Israel then gets it back. And then Israel also is going to take the West Bank, and there's just going to be no more Palestinian anymore. They're just all going to be kicked out to Jordan and the surrounding areas, and then it's going to cause World War III.
I wonder if there's
because all
plausible
of those-
deniability where they're just like, well, we were totally gonna bring them back, but then Israel said no.
He literally said they're not coming back. He's literally said somebody else is going to take them in. So that excuse.
No, that was the temporary
Can we
measures.
get a president that's like in his 40s or 50s next?
I don't know if
Impossible.
that would make a difference.
We would need to.
But-
That person would have such a rough time.
See, so
They
that's
would spend so much time unfucking everything.
So that's the interesting thing too. People have talked about if it gets really bad, are we going to see a return of FDR V2? Are we going to see, fucking Social Security are we going to see a new Social Security, new Medicaid, a new deal to rebuild America? Are we going to see is it going to push us
No.
so far to the
No.
edge that we're going to go way far to the left and bring someone who actually
Nope.
does popular policies that actually are for the people?
Nope. Because no matter what side it is, they're in rich people's pockets.
Well, I mean, FDR was a class traitor. He was a rich person, and he betrayed his class to
yeah, but
do all these policies.
These are different
that supported
times.
people.
These are different times. Nobody that runs in politics or has been in politics, I would say, pretty much in our lifetime, has been like any good. Except for
I see like AOC and the squad. I mean, I see like Cory Bush.
Especially these days with
she's
the
a rep
internet
out
or
of Texas.
something.
She's fucking like spitting facts and
That's
taking
cool.
names.
That's cool, but she's not going to run for president. None of these people are going to run for president. The parties are going to pick their puppets that are going to be the same
absolutely.
people.
Like Nancy Pelosi just fucking took some 64-year-old with cancer and put him in charge of the goddamn one of the congressional groups that AOC was
What are you
running
pointing at?
for.
Time? What is it?
245.
We did it bad.
Right.
Yeah.
I said to end it.
See, you're like, oh yeah, we're gonna talk about, and then we just start talking about topics. And see, that's what happens here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I brought up Trump, and then we ended up talking for another, what is that, 40
I
minutes?
thought
Yes.
Kenneth did.
Bro, there's so much
No,
stuff.
If you said lightning round, and then Kenneth was like, "All right, here's everything that happened."
I said Trump, then David said lightning round, and then Trump started going off. I mean, not Trump. Fucking Kenneth started going off about
We're
Trump.
gonna have the greatest economy, the best people,
The greatest
all the-
podcast.
Oh god.
We started going off about Trump.
There's never been a
And that's-
podcast
and
like
again,
this
it's not even
one.
half of what he's done.
the long.
I'm gonna
This
call it.
this episode's gonna be a little long. It's
If
fine.
if we wanted to keep up to date with Trump, we'd have to do a daily podcast.
I would need a fucking spreadsheet to
We're
keep
gonna have
Actually
to
no,
go back
it wouldn't
to
be a
the
daily
weekly-
podcast. It would be a daily stream.
Yeah.
That too. We're gonna have to go back to the weekly podcast for me and him, where we do table.
All we gotta do
I mean, we might.
is just
shit.
put Asmongold on, and we all just sit around talking.
We talk shit about Asmongold.
We react to
talk
the
shit
react.
about somebody else.
Right.
We fucking third tier react.
We'd have to live stream with the board that you were talking about. With that,
And that's what Asmongold always says. He's like, "Farm that
I
bag."
can't, but actually, I don't. Yeah, no, this can't yet. I don't know. We haven't plugged this into a computer, so I don't know what it can do.
Who knows?
Right? I always Stream Deck. We could just with a Stream Deck if we plug it into a
It's true.
computer.
And they are little OLED screens.
Yeah,
so
those
remember
are
to get
those
live
all buttons
broadcast.
at the bottom, like
Yeah,
the
those are
1, 2,
buttons.
3, 4. What,
No,
what are
don't-
those?
don't-
I'm talking about the on that side.
These?
No, those
Yeah,
are
those-
buttons.
Those are just numbers.
That
to
does just
tell us, like,
identify stuff.
what-
Okay. I just want to check.
Yeah.
It's like if those are actual buttons, then they're like it's like maybe we can set them up for cameras.
No, I wish. Anyway, it's getting late. I'm going to close this out.
Yep.
Alrighty. Thank you, everyone, once again for joining us here at Speakeasy Unfiltered. I was again joined by my co-host Zenny,
We love you.
HighCake78, Rainy Death
Stay strong,
909,
folks.
and myself, Harper_1.
Welcome to Costco. I love you.
I don't know about all that, but
Yeah.
this has been it for us. Peace out. We'll see you on the next one.
Buy the toilet paper before the Great Depression 2.0 happens.
God.
Buy eggs.
Oh, no.
See.
Eggs. What was it? Yeah, we'll just meme this. Eggs are whatever price they are now. What, $10 up to $9 already
$9,
sometimes?
yeah.
All right. We'll just see what happens in like 3 months' time, 4 months' time, a couple years' time.
Right, there's not more bidets after the great toilet paper shortage.
Next week's episode is the beginning of the Depression.
People don't want to stick water in their ass still. They want toilet paper.